So, do you guys remember what had happened? Just as a recap, you had arrived at the Fortress of the Elder Slayers, Kair Bannerman in Slavura. Mm-hmm. You had uncovered I think you'd all become aware of the fact that there was some sort of magical influence that the guards were subject to. You found yourself in a battle in a tavern, or in a guest house, the initiate guest house, with what Kjal apparently thought were guards, but were Elder Slayer knights that were quite competent. You had contact with the archivist, Nicolan Derst, and had uncovered the fact that there is some kind of catacomb beneath the fort. What else had happened? The Master Slayer, Buran Adarkalov, had been slain in his sleep. The previous Master Slayer, Elgar, was missing, and so now the organization is leaderless. But you were associating with Gregoran, the chief of the fort, and you had several guards on board while you were exploring this magical influence. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there was Darby Topplehill that you had encountered. Darby Topplehill. And you had befriended him and been charmed by his innocence.
He's not. We're gonna fucking save him. Don't anyone say he's gonna die. He's not gonna die or say anything.
But the last session ended when you were called out. You were called out. You were talking with Nicolan Durst in the archive, I believe. And you were called out into the street, where several of the guards were essentially engaged in a standoff, where you saw Tomislav Gifton, who was the priest, the all-priest of the Flame Temple of the Younger Gods, had grabbed Darby by his hair and was holding a dagger to his throat. And you had all simply hastened out of the archive and up the street and come into this situation. So you were looking down the main alleyway of the main lane of the fort. You were about, I'm guessing, 25, 30 feet away.
Yep.
There are three elder knights that are there with you. Sorry, there was two, and Gregoran, chief of the fort. And the six of you had hastened to this, and that's exactly where we left off. And so we begin tonight with Tomislav Gifton looking at you as you all come trotting up beside the Elder Knights. He holds Darby's head by a sort of shaggy shock of hair, and he's holding a pointed, this sort of almost a stiletto type dagger right into his neck, and he says, "Come no closer. I'll cut the boy's throat."
What do you want?
I feel like Isha just looks at Anders a little confused.
We're all just crowding out around.
Is that what that's what
yes.
Manjwai says?
Yeah.
Tomislav looks at you and says, "The newcomers must leave now. All of you, out or the boy dies." I said now. He puts this.
Isha's gonna put her hands up in the air and take a nice big step back and be like, could you maybe tell us why you want us to leave?
No talk now, or the boy dies.
Let's just back off and regroup.
I'm not gonna leave him here.
You notice Darby is sort of shaking.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking at you, and you can see that he's absolutely terrified.
Send the boy with us.
The boy stays.
Why do you need him as a bargaining chip?
Never mind. I'm going to count to 5. You better be walking towards the gate.
Does newcomers?
1.
I'm going to turn around and walk
2.
towards the gate.
Okay, we'll walk to the gate, I guess.
I'm walking. We're not walking
3.
to the gate. I'm not walking to the gate. I'm just walking towards.
Okay, what are each of you doing?
Where is the gate?
They're talking about here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Okay, I'll just walk that way.
You don't have charisma.
All of a sudden, you see Darby sort of clench his teeth, and he goes, "Me daddy taught me how to deal with men like you!" And he stomps on the priest's
Oh my
foot
god.
as hard as he can, and the priest looks down like this, and Darby wheels around and elbows him
Okay.
right in the
Nice.
throat.
As he
Yes,
does
yes,
that,
he does that.
as he does that, I
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
will do something. I'm
Yeah.
going to use Misty Step, teleport right next to basically the guy, and put my giant greatsword
Okay, well,
in
here's
his
what we're
face.
gonna do.
Because I'm basically just gonna.
We're gonna roll
Initiative.
initiative.
I'm gonna
What
roll for
kind of
this
teleport?
first.
I have
Misty
Misty
Step.
Step. I
Darby
can literally
has
teleport
Misty
30
He
feet.
has initiative. He did
Well,
initiate
Darby has
this.
surprise, we shall say.
Okay.
I was waiting for an opportunity just to do it.
Nat 20 on
Oh, shit.
initiative.
Amazing.
Good start.
Very good start.
I have a
Alright.
22.
So I got a 5.
I got only a 7, so
Oh no, 21.
it's okay.
Alright, here we go.
And that was
Looks like
my
you-
lucky,
Natural 20.
and that was my lucky reroll.
But wait,
It
What
would
do I
have
add?
lower
I'm
than the
gonna put
first
Kjal
time.
first because he
Oh,
rolled
you.
the
Wait,
21st.
do you add anything to
Yeah.
initiative?
what
No.
do you add? Why do I normally do this? Oh, plus 4. 24.
Well, you got Nat 20, so it doesn't
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Okay, who's next in the
Yeah.
order? What did
You know.
Jen? What did you roll?
A 7.
A 7,
5.
5.
Ten.
Okay, so it is at the bottom. Stephen.
We'll just say I just got to the door and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on, Harry?
Isha and the guards roll not entirely unimpressive 16.
Okay.
Entirely unimpressive.
Glad we didn't kill all of them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, Kjal.
So you actually
Too soon.
Okay.
so,
He already feels bad. You leave him alone.
just a second.
I didn't.
So-
You weren't there to tell me.
Well, yeah, I was dealing with political intrigue.
So Darby actually is twisting and turning, and the priest has jabbed the dagger, and you just catch a glimpse of it sort of piercing the boy's neck. But Darby has spun out of Tomislav's grip, and he has run immediately to his right. So he is basically
He's
running
now.
up under that balcony that you see right.
Okay. This one here.
Yeah, that way.
He's headed this way.
He's headed that way. All right, it's Kjal's turn.
No, it's not. It's mine.
No, I
No,
know. He said
Kjal
I was
said
going
he
Nat
rolled
20
first.
first.
He rolled a 20 first.
Because I Nat 20
Oh.
before you Nat 20.
It's the most
Okay.
arbitrary
It's a way to
reason
do
why
it.
for him to go
I
before
missed
It's a
you.
way
that
to
part.
do it.
I know DMs that would simply have you roll off. But anyway.
Right.
Whatever. No, it's fine. I just
I
didn't
was
hear
using
that part.
tech mod.
First crit, first serve.
Oh, put that on my tombstone.
Yep.
First crit, first serve. All right, what's Kjal doing?
Charging.
Awesome. No, actually,
Charging at the child.
I get to Darby and I'm just gonna cover him.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Like literally just
You read
like
my mind.
bear hug him and cover him.
I like how we
So,
all-
We all
I
have
need you to make
I'm
a
the
character.
child. We've all adopted this
So
child.
Dex,
Well, I was gonna do it because I thought I saw him get stabbed.
He's
so I
in
was
full
shield.
flight, and that's a nat 20. So,
I
Wait.
didn't roll on that 20, so.
he's weaseled out of your grip. You
done.
go like this.
He's done.
You
He's
go
still
like
running.
this.
He's
and
fine.
Wait, can I use? I just shout,
Loud.
Darby!
and he's-
Okay, then I'm gonna finish my. Is he moving?
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because that was only my
Finish.
movement, I'm gonna dash then
Okay.
and just keep up with him. Wherever he's going,
Aw.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
that way.
Okay. Okay. So he is running up
Hashtag
that
adopted.
street. It's now Manjue's turn.
Okay, Mondre is going to take a couple of long strides and then fly towards the priest. Like,
Okay.
right. With staff out and like a Chinese yell, like, ah! Sorry, that's not a Chinese yell, but you get it.
Constant action movie.
Like
Crouching tiger screaming.
crouching
monk.
tiger screaming.
Monk.
Okay.
Think Zhangji. So
Yes.
she's gonna.
So you are attacking.
Yes,
Okay.
the priest.
All right.
Yeah,
It was
and I think I can easily make it there.
40 feet, yeah.
Yeah.
There's no way. Actually, I'm gonna have my staff out, but I'm actually just gonna attack without any weapons.
Yeah, kick him in the face.
Yes!
There's gonna be a lot
Kick
of.
him in his stupid face.
All right, I'm gonna drop it pretty soon. Okay. So hold on, let me try to remember what I can do here. Oh right, I always have 2 attacks, and if I'm unarmed, I get +4 to hit. 1d6. Okay, great. All right, so 2 attacks.
You should roll your damage at the same time.
Why?
Because then you have it there if you need it.
Why?
Why?
Oddly enough.
Why?
No, it makes sense.
All right,
That's not the way we've done it.
The way
this is.
You don't have to. It's an idea.
No, I know it's
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's
It is.
time.
especially with all of us.
I find it
I
less
like to-
cathartic to do that way, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, that's fine,
less
dude.
cathartic.
I'm
I
okay with
agree.
it either way.
Because who wants to
So-
roll damage and then find out they missed?
Right.
yeah, you're
Well, what you hate is
So-
when you max damage on and don't hit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
Nobody wants that.
I need that tension.
Don't I get like my strength bonus or something, and then I add +4 for unarmed strike?
No.
No. Okay. So just the +4.
Just the
Okay,
plus
so
one. That's
18
not a
for
bad
the
bonus
hit.
right there.
I know.
If she can get more, she's gonna
18
get
to
more.
hit.
Yep.
And then
That is a hit.
10 damage.
10 damage. All right, so
And
you
then,
were
wait.
you were attacking with your short sword?
No, with my arms.
Oh, so you're just
Punch.
delivering a blow.
Yeah.
So you actually catch him right in the solar plexus.
Nice.
He's
Okay.
wearing a breastplate, but it dips just
Okay.
enough for your small fist to come right over the top and into his solar plexus. Oh, and you can hear the air suddenly
Cool.
fly out of his lungs.
Beautiful.
Second
And
punch,
he-
second
and
All right,
he's-
second punch.
He's flying backwards.
Put him on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that
Okay,
one's
raise
just
your
an
ass.
11.
That's a miss.
All right, and then I can make an additional unarmed
dog.
strike, I think. So I get 3 total because of my level.
Right.
Boom. Shit, that's another miss. I got a 9. All right,
That's-
no more of that.
Stop rolling in Satan's alley!
It totally is.
You were rolling so
I
bad.
know, I was. All right, I won't do it again, Gina. Please post it on Facebook.
Well, I don't have to teleport now, so
All right.
Satan's
Satan.
So
I'll
tell
post
me,
it
what
for
is this
you.
action you're taking?
I was gonna
It's
use.
a little bit
I
less
thought
your
like
own
to
quote.
save
It's
the
a
kid,
little
I
bit
was
less
gonna misty step, but
self-involved
since
if you
I
post
saw,
it and then
I
tag
I didn't
me.
go
Yeah.
first.
So you
I'm just
change
gonna
your
run.
action.
I'm just
Okay.
gonna run at him.
So you
Yeah.
And he's staggering a little bit backwards from.
Party fell.
Take the sweatshirt off.
He's staggering backwards from Manjue's blow, but
least I
so
got one
he's reeling backwards.
Yeah, I'm going to basically just clobber him with Requiem.
Okay.
You should totally.
Why are we on a roll?
But I'm going to declare this is going to be, if any damage I do will be non-lethal. I just want to knock him out.
Yeah.
So he's going to be basically hitting with the flat side of the sword because I'm such an obnoxiously large.
That one wall, you can see that the one that's a little bit undefined. That's
just-
a magnetic wall, so that's where that sign goes.
I rolled a 28 to hit.
Yeah, that's a hit.
Jesus Christ.
You hit him twice. One swing.
What? Both sides of the sword. Boom.
That's the first hit. That one was the one first hit.
Bitch
Slap him with the sword.
Damn it, Gina.
Exactly.
Literally a millisecond.
16 points non-lethal.
Okay,
Finger
so,
guns.
alright, so that is.
Hand crossbows.
You actually come in, and he's still stumbling backwards, and you catch him right across the temple with the flat of the blade, and now his head's turning sideways like this.
Is he unconscious yet?
And he's having regret.
Okay.
He's having regrets. He has regrets.
Second swing.
So yes.
Second swing.
I have regrets.
I probably missed this time, but let's try. 13?
Yeah, that's a miss.
Okay.
I'm
I'm gonna say he reeled too much.
The guards are rushing forward, and they are all attempting to grapple with him. But I imagine that Manjue and Anders are blocking some of their
What's
paths.
their movement?
Yeah,
What's their movement?
their
30?
movement would be 30.
Yeah, they can't even get
They
to
can't
him.
get there, so
They're
they're
too far
crowding up around
Wait,
him.
you
Isha.
next, guards.
I at least gave him a concussion.
He's still standing, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, Isha.
Fuck him up.
Isha's gonna.
He's gonna have the worst headache in the morning.
He is.
How am I
He's not
gonna?
alive in the morning.
Can I get this way? How many?
Well, once we interrogate him, Anders will literally say, "Do whatever you want."
4, 5. Yeah, within 30 feet she can get to him.
Okay.
So what she's gonna do is she's gonna run up this way. She's drawing her whip.
Okay.
She's reaching and trying to like just.
All right.
Don't
So
smack. No, not this
That
time.
was so bad.
Because that's what you do.
No, she's gonna try. Well,
Not this
no,
time.
she's gonna try and actually. Does he still have the weapon in his hand?
yes, he does.
She's gonna try
Can
and
you
grab
try and,
that and then like hold him
Indiana
down.
Jones it.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
his
with
wrist.
yeah.
By the
Can you
wrist.
By
give
the
me a perception check while you strike?
Yes.
Because you're looking at his hand and you're looking at
four.
the weapon.
That is actually so. That's gonna be 17.
Yeah, you notice there's blood on the weapon. So you immediately intuit that Darby has been wounded.
No,
Okay.
Darby's been moving.
Darby's been
Your whip strike.
I thought it was a weapon to kill
Alright.
the Grandmaster, but it was a weapon that
Let
actually
me-
stabbed Darby.
It could also be.
I can do this twice, I think. So fuck
Fuck
up. No.
Which is why, like.
That is.
You are not rolling in Satan Valley.
Yeah, that is. Hold on, sorry.
Actually,
6. So that is an 18.
18 is a hit.
Okay.
So what are you trying to do? This is a finesse weapon. What are you actually trying to do?
I'm trying to like. I'm aiming it at his wrist in a way that will both get him to drop the weapon and also just like pitch forward and maybe
So you
fall.
are trying to. You're not just trying to slash at him with the whip. You're
No,
actually
I'm
to
trying-
Grab him and pull.
You're
Yeah.
trying to wrap the whip.
Grab, twist, pull.
Yeah.
Pull a
Okay.
Xena.
Loop-de-loop
And pull.
And you're going for his dagger
Stop
hand.
it.
Is that it?
You get it over and
Yeah.
So you actually the whip coils around his wrist, and it's his hand is slightly open, so it doesn't really wrap that well. But you manage to crack it when you realize this, and it snaps across his wrist, and you can see the kind of welts just go up on his wrist, and he drops his dagger. It flies through.
Okay.
Nice.
I have to roll
Nice.
damage.
I love when
right?
Isha pulls out the whip.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's
You
been
see, the
Yeah.
damage
It's probably
is
been a
a
whole
thing because
season.
you're actually trying to use it.
Okay.
Less to grab
Less
an
to
object
slash,
rather
more to
than-
like
yeah.
function. Yeah.
So I'm going to
Okay.
give it to you by virtue of the hit.
Yeah.
If you want to roll what the damage for a whip is,
It's a D4
1d4.
plus my
Yeah, so I'm going to
thing.
give you
Oh,
1d4 minus
Yeah.
1.
D4 minus 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be just 1
1 plus
plus
6.
like plus 6, so that's 7.
Okay.
I had to think about it. I'm
Uh,
tired.
I'm running to Darby.
Okay, so how far can you get now?
Well, it's
so
a-
he did a dash, so
Well, he did
he's
dash,
got,
so- Well,
What's
yeah,
his speed?
what's his speed?
His
Yeah.
speed should be 25.
yeah,
Which means I caught up to him.
You got it.
his
Yeah.
speed, but he's dashing, so that's a 50
'Cause you
foot.
wanna
So
See, and you took an action in your previous
you
turn.
Well, I moved 30,
Oh no.
30.
he's still
and then
standing.
dash
He dropped
the
his leg
remaining
here,
40.
and it, like hurt him.
So, okay, he's 10 feet ahead.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
He's 10 feet ahead.
he's-
It's-
But I'm
Yeah, he's
yelling
going-
to
he's
him.
going that
I'm
way.
yelling to him to,
When
like,
you
calm
kind of
down.
disarm
Right.
with the
Yeah,
gun, you
So,
push on the
I
I'm here to
can-
protect him.
right.
So I'll do my 20, 30.
I can't
Well,
see
no.
this. Where are we?
You are.
I'm here.
Am
You're
I
over
good?
here. You're
Okay.
right here.
You're literally
taking
going
that-
facing
yeah.
the doorway.
Okay.
And then dash is
Just
Double.
double
move.
it. Yeah. So that's
Good game. Don't dash.
double dash.
Rainbow dash.
Stop.
So
Even better.
yeah, so
So
you're
I'm
Like,
I'm
you
about to
said-
be here.
so
though.
much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I'm
about
here.
there.
I'm about here.
Oh my god, I'm invested.
okay. Sigrun,
Right?
what's Sigrun's
Good.
action?
Angry.
20% cooler.
Like, oh my god, what is Princess Luna doing? Oh my god.
I can't.
I know, you need a new perspective. Come around.
Yeah, come around.
So
we all
those of you
sometimes?
that have
Right.
come that are following Darby, which
Yeah.
is to say Kjal and Major,
Darby
you
crowd.
notice that up in front of you, as you come around that corner, there's
Mm-hmm.
an ornate kind of cornerstone on that house, and just as
Yes.
you round the corner, in front of you, you see a light come across the sidewalk, and you hear the creak of a door.
What?
And
So I
Nicolan Durst is just coming out of the archive, and he has a large book in his hand, and he's holding a candle, and he's going, "Gentlemen, newcomers, a word if I." Oh, and he sees Darby. He sees Darby just careening towards him. And Sigrun, your action.
Oh no.
I'm sensing a very Guardians of the Galaxy tone developing here.
I haven't always
It may
been
not
though.
last.
But like
It
more
may
so
not
than
last.
normal.
It never
Like,
does.
like
All
10
that
minutes
just
into the session.
Guardians
it's
of the
like,
being
Galaxy
accepted.
intensifies.
It just means Anders is being like is acclimating to the group.
Yeah.
Honestly.
10 minutes in, we're already making a joke. I'm not complaining.
What's Sigrun doing?
Sigrun is.
Yeah. You should feel a little bad now after the way he answered that. She's like, oh fuck, I didn't expect pity.
I didn't expect pity.
Yeah.
I expect to actually feel bad for a weird guy
Yeah.
she's
who
gonna-
killed my friend not 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You're.
But she,
I did kill a dragon.
That's true.
And
But,
she's
like,
gonna-
from his perspective, she's like, alright.
Have her crossbow ready, but she's gonna hold.
Okay. So, and
Doesn't
where are
like
you
throwing
positioned
herself.
exactly? Did you
She's
move?
moved.
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I want
Just past the-
interrogation.
Like parallel
so-
to
everyone. Darby had initiative because he started this.
Yeah.
He looks up and with his startled cries sees Nicola standing there, and he goes and he goes dashing around him and looks and sees the open door of the archive and dashes inside.
Oh
And
no!
Nicola
Darby,
raises his
Darby!
hand. Nicola raises his hand.
Okay, well, I can catch up because I'm faster than he is.
This child, what is this? What is this?
I'm
And-
faster than he is, so I can catch up.
He
Was
left
he,
the door
like,
open,
14
didn't
or
he?
something?
No.
Oh, you
Into
know
the
he left.
abyss.
You know he
I'm
left.
faster
Yeah,
than
you know.
Darby.
Fucking!
You know he
So-
left it open.
I'm faster than Darby.
So,
Okay.
and Darby has basically run
Oh.
between the legs of Nicole and Durst, who's standing there like this.
Oh
And
right.
he's run, he's
the hobbit.
careened into the archive. Good job.
Like
a
I said,
child.
I'm
I
faster
remember
than
the
he is, so I
child
should be able to catch up to him.
So I mean,
I know
he's
he's
like.
So I'm just gonna-
Just forgot he was a hobbit.
Pile in there, and if I catch up to him, just grab him by the back of his like hood or his shirt.
So
and just-
you get to the doorway, and because you're bigger than him, you cannot slip by
Yep.
Nicole and Durst.
okay.
And so you run smack dab into him, and because the door's only 5 feet wide,
Mhm.
and it's an occupied square, you can't get around, unlike a hobbit, unlike a halfling. But you
Leave
can
room
reach,
with
you can
space.
try and reach and grab him because he's not that far in front of you. So
Okay.
give me a dexterity check.
Please do well on this.
Check this out. Just bosh the right through. Break
Oh,
the
not
old
bad.
man's back.
16?
Yay! Nope.
No.
He's a big dude.
You probably need an
And as you see him, he disappears amongst all. You can see that the archive has been torn apart.
Okay,
Nicola
so
apparently has
from
gotten
a-
up into the shelves
This is
and up
not
into,
black
and he's
and
brought in files.
This is
So I'm just
He's
saying,
been busy
went to
doing
a
something,
prevent disaster
but you
mission
watch
to
as
rescue
Darby
mission
kind of looks
plus
over his shoulder, and you can
prevent
see
disaster.
that the whites of his eyes, he's
This plot
completely
is not gonna-
terrified.
Darby, stop! I
This
want to
is-
help you.
Now we have an
What's
excuse to go in that.
Uh,
bigger than
Monjoy.
before.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe we're not mentioning.
And by the way, so Nicola and Durst, you guys are face to face, and he's standing there going, "What is this, Mr. Dwarf? What is it?" And
Okay.
his candle's like almost burning his ears.
He didn't call you
So
master
the
dwarf. You gotta go
priest-
into a rage now.
Yeah, into a
But I'm a master.
So,
Knocks out old man.
people,
This is what you have to do, my wife.
the priest is still standing, so I'm gonna punch him in the head.
Get him in the other's temple.
Right,
The
other
other
two.
I hit him.
He
I
hit
hit
the
him one
one.
side.
I'll
No.
punch him on the other temple. Oh shit, that was not a punch.
Oh,
Oh wait, but I
Reasons
have
people think
three.
we worship Satan. The
Why do
priest is
I
still
always
standing, so I'm
forget?
gonna punch him in the head.
I just need space here. Yes. Oh, nice. Alright, 21.
Is that it?
Hold on. Okay, I'm not leaving my damn thing in here.
Stew it. Stew it.
6
Stew it.
for the damage. Does he go down?
What's the damage?
6.
No, he does not go down.
Alright, so
Like
I'm gonna
that's some
punch him
holy
again.
Power.
Okay.
Or no, I'm not.
Unholy
I'm
power.
not gonna punch him again. I wanted to punch
I
him.
really, you tried. You tried to punch him again.
I swung and was in a frenzy and missed.
Sweet a miss.
So he's.
I'm still
So-
making Chinese yells though.
As a reaction, he raises his hand, and you hear him mutter some
Oh
incantation
no.
that you've never
Oh, fuck
you've
you,
never heard
priest.
before, and he manages to get his hand over onto your arm,
Oh no.
and you feel a kind of pain shoot up your
I'm gonna
arm.
kill him.
Uh,
I'm gonna kill him.
Anders.
okay. Seeing that, I'm going to try to again non-lethal damage him.
All right.
Magic him.
Isha's saving her spells.
I know. We're gonna go
That
fight
is a
monsters.
30 to
5
hit.
minutes.
Yep.
Done with him.
Thank
So
you
is
very
this not
much,
this is
Anders.
not lethal strike?
Yeah.
Right.
12 points damage non-lethal.
So you actually catch him right across the other side of his head
There you
by
go.
his ear with Requiem, and it slaps into the side of his skull, and you actually you misjudge and actually slice into his ear, but he falls over and he's unconscious.
You need your that ear slice.
Thank
Someone
you.
tie him up.
Am I still suffering from the spell?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He's
you're
just
not quite
gonna-
sure what sort of magic you've been afflicted by. There was not a blow. There was not excess force or any kind of
Yeah,
compression in the
just
wrist. It was just
magic.
pain shot up your arm.
Okay.
So
Which arm?
in the doorway of the archive, Nicolan and Kjal are basically mashed together.
Okay, well, I'm pushing him out of the way so I
And
can
so
see
you
that.
actually push him, and he
He's gonna sail
bounces off the doorpost, and his book flies, and papers fly everywhere, and his candle flies, and he falls
He
back.
sees it, he's gonna get
And
something
you try and
by it
stumble
stuff.
over him, but he's fallen sick on his side, and he's got his knee up, and you kind of have to crawl forward
He
like
almost
this.
went-
Madry, parkour!
I'm trying. I can't.
Where's Dry
So,
when you need
yeah,
them?
so I'm gonna
I
say,
mean, I can.
I'm gonna
It's not
say
a turn
because
yet.
Madry and Isha are, well, I'll let Isha, whatever you need to do, you can do that.
Isha is tying up the priest with a nice
Okay, so
silk
the
knot.
guards are helping you with that. Madry has come up to the entrance of
Yes.
the archive.
And I can move through anybody's space.
And you can move, so you actually, Nicolan has his knee up, and you dive under his crooked knee, and you roll, and you come,
can fit
and you
under
stand
his
up,
knee.
and you look around, and there's Kjal, who's just finishing crawling over him, and you come into the archive, and you can see that there's some kind of major sort of research project that the archivist has been looking on, but of course your eyes know exactly where to go, and indeed, in the corner of the room, there you can see that the exposed staircase leading down is still there. And Darby is nowhere to be seen.
Shit.
Fucking kid.
And Nicolan Durst sort of stumbles to his feet and he's, gentlemen, what is this?
Gentlemen.
Oh, the
What is this?
potatoes.
What is this? What was that child?
What was that?
What is a child?
Key titles.
I have great tidings for you.
Yeah, right?
What is this child? It intrudes.
Overwhelmed.
Where did it
That's
go?
why-
And he turns around and he goes, oh dear.
That doesn't sound
That's
good.
an understatement.
What's down there?
Oh dear.
Oh, we don't know.
No, I know we don't know. So
No,
well,
no,
that
no,
doesn't
no.
sound good. What's down there?
I was coming to report on this.
I have no time for this. We need to go.
That's-
No. You do not want to go.
Well, we're not
He's a
gonna let
child. We can't let him
die.
down. Obviously, something's bad
Let me
there.
report my findings to you first. And while you're standing there, Kjal, you notice that you feel something really warm next to your chest. In fact, it's your red banner.
Mhm.
Well, what about their pseudo
Yeah, I
red
have one.
badges?
No, not the pseudo
Okay,
ones. They're not
okay,
special.
You don't feel anything.
We
Not
tried.
special in the same.
Yeah.
I didn't mean
Okay.
that.
What that,
not
what that
special
question
in
then
the
what
same way.
ghosts do you feel about?
Do we feel it?
Yeah.
They do not.
Do you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
Maybe it's proximity.
Stop.
I'll put a reassuring hand on your shoulder and just. I have a good feeling about this for some reason.
Opposite of Star Wars.
So you can see that Nicolan Durst his brow is furrowed and he's stroking his beard in consternation. He's looking at you and says, I have great tidings for you and your friend. You'll want to bring the master of the fort. This is no small matter.
I'm gonna say that having seen that you
Yeah.
guys have that all well in hand, Sigrid would have gone to follow them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are we-
Sigrid comes trotting up, and with her finely honed rogue instincts and hearing, she can immediately see what's happened, and the door's open, and she trots in and sees you guys standing there. The moment she crosses the threshold, you
Skeleton
also
feet.
feel your badge begins to warm.
Message them. Get them over here now.
Sending to Isha. Get over here now.
Where's here?
Are you with me?
Yeah, he's probably trying to almost slap the
Yeah.
cleric away, like wake up.
Gentlemen, you seem to have this well in hand. Where are you? Are you going to take him to like we interrogate later? Yes.
So the master of the fort, Grigoran, comes over and sort of stands the priest up, and he's hanging there limply, and he says, I will imprison him in his quarters. I assume we will be interrogating him.
Find out what he knows.
Great, Anders. We gotta.
I will do what I can. I will be in the temple. And the guards kind of look and
All right.
follow. They don't actually know for a second. They kind of are all looking at Anders. And then Grigoran says, with me. And the guards walk with him. But there was this moment of indecision, like,
Oh.
you know, in that particular encounter, you acted before the master of the fort did, and it was not lost on the guards.
Give me that title.
Manjway, Anders, we have to go.
I'll be the new grandmaster. That'd be cool.
And Isha just starts like walking
So in the archive, you can see that the archivist Nicolan is sort of tidying up manuscripts. He's sort of putting chairs up, and he's sort of assembling his desk. And he goes, "When your friends are here, Greg, I found something. He's got
Something so good that
manuscripts.
you think a child doesn't deserve to survive.
Yeah, I'm
It
pacing
is-
around
You
very
will understand.
He went down the
agitatedly.
stairs, didn't he?
Yes.
He went down the stairs.
What's down the stairs?
Do you know what's down the stairs?
I don't.
You don't know you.
You might want to wait for him to explain this stuff before we tell you what's downstairs.
You guys are here, I guess.
Yeah. I'm assuming like we come up right as like the stairs
went down
moments
the
are
stairs.
being
It's one of those.
made.
There's no way you heard that
Yeah.
moments, but you heard that.
Yeah.
I thought we were there. My bad.
I don't know.
No, I'm sure we.
You
that would be
Continuity!
timing
So,
wise.
far away.
behind you, you actually hear, coming from the street, there appears to be the sounds of an argument. And you now hear Gregoran yelling at the guards. And the guards are yelling back. And he is saying, "That was shameful. You should have been attended to me and the prisoner immediately. It shamed me." And you actually hear the guards saying, "We've had enough of you.
Maybe
We must-
should go do something about that.
We must kill the newcomers."
Oh,
We must
God!
kill the newcomers.
Do we hear
This
that? Do
shit
we
again?
both hear that?
Yeah,
We all
and
hear
as
it.
you stop to listen,
I
you
heard
hear
that.
a whispered voice on the wind.
Oh fuck! Here we go again.
It's the voice again.
They were about to.
Okay, you know what? We know what's happening here. You stay here, Anders.
Okay.
So the moment, so Isha, did you walk into the archive?
Yeah, I'm with
We all-
Anders.
So then you felt your badge start to warm as well, and it's a very curious sensation. You've never felt it before. So, tell me what you're doing.
As Anders is going to try to go quell the argument again.
It's not an argument. They're coming to kill the newcomers.
Well,
Yeah.
we kind of broke through one.
I will come with you. I don't say that. I'm just gonna come with you.
Okay.
Just so you're just silently following.
Mhm.
Alright, you
maybe
candle
can you-
wielding
Because I have
Maybe-
a bag of
maybe-
arthritis. Tell us what's going on.
If you're following, he's like this. We'll explain to you later.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can roll again, and I'm gonna try doing that.
Great. Isha comes in, she feels her pin warm, she knows what that means, and then she's like, alright, now I gotta go kill some guards. Or at least
Do some
incapacitate them.
It meant something good the first time, but you didn't
21.
feel it.
21.
We were
okay.
feeling it
You
about
get a
Isha.
strange
Yeah.
intuition that you don't want Manjway to leave.
Okay.
You don't
Manjway,
know why.
wait. I think you should stay.
Why?
It would mean a lot to Darby if you were part of his rescue party.
Manjway, we have this handled, but we need to take care of this right now.
Okay,
We'll,
I will stay.
if we really need help, just
And we already
listen
know
to me
what's happening.
screaming, and eventually you'll come help. I hope.
Yeah, if anything's wrong,
I'll stand by the door. Maybe I can yell them into submission again.
good call.
You now hear the clangor of blades.
Yeah, Isha's
Yeah,
getting
we're
hurt.
I'm going out.
So you actually
Sword and shield.
come running out. Which direction? What path do you take? Do you,
Probably. I don't know.
Are you the
Shortest
only one
distance
who can send messages?
It's a
between
spell.
2 points is
Yeah,
a
it's
straight
spell.
line. So
I just like
probably
to
warp
draw,
time
and
and
I'm like,
space.
Thank you.
yeah. So probably if we're here,
right.
we go out to where that
Manjway
sewer
listens
grate
to
is roughly.
So
So within earshot. So worst case. Oh come on! I am just a
I
mess.
did that today too. No,
I'll fix.
No, you're
I
not.
fix.
You're not
If
a
you
mess.
can.
All is well.
It's okay.
We're all a
Fortunately, it's
mess.
unbreakable,
Yeah.
right?
Everyone's a mess.
Okay.
Everyone at this table.
You are a mess. But
Solidarity.
So are all of
But yeah, he would go out to the sewer.
us.
right.
So in theory, if they needed backup, he could just basically shout.
So you actually hear, you hear the clangor of blades coming from basically a little bit past the gatehouse lane. So almost in front of that.
Oh, okay.
Almost
So
in
if it's
front.
that way, then he'll go here then.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Okay.
thought they were going over there.
No, they were
He'll be
going this
here
way.
then.
Yeah.
So in this area. So still
Yeah.
close enough.
No, because he had said he's going to take the priest to his own quarters in the temple.
Oh, okay.
So they're
All right, yeah. So he would go
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Instead.
So you actually see that when
Is
you
Isha
come
with
around the corner,
Yes.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Isha's there too.
Isha's with him.
you see that that one of the guards is locked in melee combat with Gregoran, the master of the fort, and the other guard is stabbing the priest repeatedly in the chest.
Oh my god.
Fuck!
There goes
There
And he's
goes
not
your-
looking. He has his head in the air, and he seems
Listening.
like he's just listening.
Oh my
He's just-
god.
his daggers thrusting into the body.
Okay.
Esque.
What do you do?
Um,
I'm
Yeah, a little bit.
How far away are we?
Well,
In
you're
themselves.
here-ish.
Yeah.
But
Are we within 30 feet? of
You
that?
just hit the one over there. He got fixed.
I'm sorry.
He's no longer an awkward
Sorry, I
generic
wasn't familiar
soldier
with
too.
him.
I
Really
don't want to break. I don't want to break him again.
I feel really badly about
When you come closer, you can see that
So they're here?
they're sort of
Or they're here.
they're sort of hissing words at each other through clenched teeth of contempt.
that. Oh.
And in fact, Gregoran is saying, "Rosam, you fool! What is this nonsense?" And he jabs his sword right into the center of his chest.
No!
And you can
Oh,
see that he's
no.
delivered several blows, but Gregoran has now killed one of his own.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
no.
God.
Mayhem. Anarchy.
Absolutely.
Are they all? So wait, are they all hearing the voice, or just
You don't know.
the guards?
We hear it too, so we don't know.
Well, it's the guards, and it's Gregoran.
Okay, well, 19 perception to focus if I hear a voice.
Yeah, you do.
There's a
I'm
voice.
gonna. All right, I'm not even
I
gonna
think
roll
we
at
already
that
heard
point.
the voice.
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, you should
Can you
not.
actually, what was your perception roll?
21.
21? Yeah. So you actually sort of detect just that it's on the wind, and something about the sort of patterns of the stone and the cold air, you think it's sort of drifting. It's drifting down from the sky, but you're not exactly sure.
It's always the tower.
Sauron up there, fucking bell voicing on the wind.
The voice is coming from up.
But it's definitely like a voice. Like
So
a
Gregoran, having killed one of
Like
the
not
Elder
a-
Guards, or one of the Elder
It's a
Slayer
whisper.
Guards,
not psychic.
has now tried to
Well,
tackle
it's on
the
the
other
wind.
one to keep him from killing the priest.
Are you thinking of thinking?
Deafen one of the guards.
I was thinking to go up the tower.
We can do two things. We can multitask.
We need to do things.
Okay, you can try death and
Says
don't
Isha.
climb up the tower.
All right, which one do you
This
think
tower.
is?
He just points back.
No, which guard? To deafen.
One
Oh,
who
someone's
has got-
stabbing the priest. I think Goran's the guy.
All right.
So at that moment, Gregoran sees you, and he is sort of fighting off the other guard from stabbing the
He-
priest.
Anders will
Like
scream.
casually
Anders will
discussing.
scream.
While people are
I
stabbed
think the
in
voice is
chest.
on the top of the tower. Follow me.
So Gregoran kind of looks at you, and he doesn't quite understand what you're saying, and he's trying to drag the priest away from the other guards trying to kill him.
Leave the priest. He's dead already.
So that's what you say.
Yes.
Gregoran kind of looks at you, and he says, "Yes, there is a voice. What is this? Is this sorcery?"
It's bullshit, and we're gonna stop
Like
it.
at least you recognize it's sorcery.
True.
And then he jumps forward and he grabs the guard with two hands, or grabs his ears, starts to shake him, and it says, "You will listen to me,"
Oh.
like this. And the guard kind of blinks and looks and goes, "What has happened? What has happened?" And he looks around
Oh,
the
man.
shed.
Oh
Good,
no. This
good.
would have been
Sometimes
better if
direct
they
words.
died.
I know.
What is this? And Gregoran looks over at Anders and says, "What is this? What is this new devilry?"
Something we can hopefully kill.
Technically, it's old devil.
What is this middle-aged devilry?
What is this millennial devil?
At least it's not tween age devilry.
It's this baby boomer.
Baby boomer devilry.
So he sort of stands up and he sort of looks, and he walks over to Tomislav and he sort of spits on him like this. So let's get to the bottom of this. Well, we still have lives left in this
Actually,
fort.
we need to get to the top of this. As enough.
I was going to say that. Like, you literally say that in person. Like, I was going to say that.
I hate
She
balloons
stole your
so much.
thunder.
I ship it.
Just roll a nat 20.
Did you just ship Anders and Isha?
Was that rolling for ship?
Apparently.
Roll for ability.
I need a ship check.
But he'll basically point. I have a feeling it's on the top of the tower.
So while this is all happening, can we talk to the guy?
Yeah, I think this is
Yeah.
a good. I think this is a good
So he's
segue.
there,
Yes,
and he's
yes.
got his quill, and he's actually copying something onto a sheet.
I'm gonna grab him by the scruff of his shirt and say, "You better give me a really good reason why I can't go save that
He
man
literally
from his life
Amazing.
right
I
now."
can give you 3 good reasons.
Then please
I'm
just.
all
They're
ears.
getting
I
along.
do not wish to repeat myself, but caution is a necessity.
Well, how does it sound out there? Did they take care of it?
Nat 20.
She heard them.
So you actually hear Gregoron, the master of the fort, Isha, and Anders, and one guard walking towards the door of the archive.
I hear Isha. Master of the fort and one guard.
To actually maybe possibly
And you
retcon
feel
that,
like-
I think they're going straight to the tower. Is
With
that the
your
other
health
door?
elf ears.
Okay, so yeah,
Because I would assume we would just go to the top of the tower,
The
just
elf have to.
assuming we can solve it on our own.
right. I thought. Okay,
I mean-
Gregoron was under the impression that you were going to sort of.
Yeah, I don't know. We might
you were
need
going to
reinforcements.
regroup.
Okay, then.
in
We
the
should
archive.
share our
We need to,
information
like-
with the rest of the team.
Yeah, we're the
Regroup.
last.
Okay, yeah. I guess we could.
consultants
I guess in the
as far as
transitionary
Yeah.
phase, Anders would be like,
Right.
fine, whatever, and then they would go to the.
But
He would-
when you come
stubborn.
walking back along your path towards the door of the archive,
Yes.
both you and Gregoron are looking up at the looming tower and listening, and there's a sort of a silence. But as you come into the archive, you see Kjal and Maedri and Manjue gathered around the table in the archive. The archivist is there, and he has a document that he's sort of working on. He goes, "Are we all here?"
Yes, the whole class is
Yes,
here. Can you
please.
please explain?
So and as Isha walks in again, your badge sort of warms up.
Is your
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. It happened once before we found you.
I
Or you
have
found us.
I have researched this matter of this strange catacomb. 2590 AR. These are from the annals of the Elder Slayers. 2590 AR. In this year, Elfric Bloodoath, third Master Slayer, hewed catacombs and did make a dungeon beneath the fortress of Cair Bannerman. In it was imprisoned the ruddy crawler which Demas caught in the fortress of Valka. 2598 AR. In this year did Karlak fall to a great elder beast during the rite. The beast, most great and fearsome, was imprisoned in the largest cell in the catacombs. 10 slayers died to accomplish this. 2628 AR. In this year Antonoth the Wise did capture a minion of the elder, most vile and cruel, grey-skinned and of man-shape save for strange protuberance. But Antonov's mind was blasted by the creature and he lost it. Elfric and Kamov brought the minion to heel and imprisoned it. And they found one other relevant entry in the annals. 2664 AR. Elfric bade me to record that the orichalcum crystals which seal the doors shall last unto the end unless they are smashed, whence the lattice of their sheerness begins to decay. Afore 2 nights their power thence wanes. I pass this information on to you, and I bid you exercise great caution.
Oh, Darby.
Well, I'm not
Isha,
gonna
can you
lie.
give me a wisdom check?
Me?
No.
No, I'm like
No.
nothing. No,
Just so overwhelmed by
I rolled
history.
a 2. So I'm probably distracted by the heat of my pin,
There you go.
and I'm like freaking out about what the fuck that means.
Well, this means we have at least 3 beasts down there worth not mentioning. And there's probably a lot more.
So we're just gonna ignore the fact that the kid went down there?
We're not ignoring the fact the kid went down there at all. We have another development. I think I know where that weird voice in the wind is coming from.
Okay.
Top of this tower. So we had to make a choice what we're going to do first. Top of the tower or the bottom of the tower.
It's a fucking tower.
Did you find any information about? Do we know how the dungeons are set up? Are they just running around there willy nilly, or do you have to open doors?
A map would be too easy.
Like,
you read
somebody
about-
has some general knowledge of what it looks like down there.
Could you read the last part about the doors again?
He passes you the document.
Okay. Oh, it's in a nice advantage
Yeah,
for
I want to see
everyone.
if I could see the entry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Complete receiving piece of paper.
No, what I think we should do, personally speaking, is I think we should take out the voice thing, see how many Elder Slayers we can bring down there with us, because if we're going to fight a bunch of monsters, any help we can get will be useful. You heard yourselves, 10 Slayers died trying to cage one of them.
I look at.
How many Slayers are left?
I was about to say, I look at the whoever his name is.
Gregorian.
Thank you, Gregorian. I'm like, do you even know how many people are left here?
I think we have less than a dozen in barracks. I didn't know. I will
Wow.
need to do a check. And I have some fear that we may have killed each other. I do not know. Could you all give me a wisdom check?
The way we can stop them from killing each other is we take out the voice if my theory is right. If my theory is wrong, we're wasting our time, and I apologize for that.
So you thought for
You're
a
not
moment
wasting
you heard
our
a
time.
voice
You're
in
wasting
your
the
head,
time of
but
a child who
the
may
moment you
already
try
be
and
dead.
concentrate on it, it's gone. And it was a familiar voice, but a voice you had not heard in a long, long time.
God damn it. Meta knowledge.
That's it.
Nothing.
Possibly.
When was the last time someone actually went up there?
To the top of the tower.
Yes.
This is where the elite slayers live. There are quarters on each level.
I mean, I'm talking the tippy top.
There is a daily watch.
Have the Daily Watch come back recently?
Once a day, the grounds are surveyed.
No, I mean like.
They're daylight hours.
Okay.
I myself did the check yesterday.
Did anything
No,
weird
I
feel
did it today. He sort of barks at one of the other elder knights in Slavoric, and the answer comes back that Branoslav had gone up to the top of the tower today and reported nothing unusual.
That doesn't mean anything.
Exactly, that's the problem. It doesn't mean anything.
Sigrid, can you give me a wisdom check?
No, it's a 4.
God damn it.
You're all unwise.
I'm
Can I
sad.
give you a wisdom check?
She's just thinking deeply about things.
No,
No, it's
the
meant
original
to be. It's
banner
meant to
people were
be.
taking it
Oh,
first.
yeah.
Okay. I think we should do there are a small group of us just check the top of the tower, make sure my theory checks out, and if not, we'll go downstairs, try to save the child, and make sure
I
that
think the
this
other thing,
Calcum is not smashed.
yes, we need to check if the airwork outcome is smashed.
Yeah, and I'm
Because
not.
if it is, we only have 2 nights.
You definitely need to do that ASAP.
Right.
I want to make sure that the
We wanna
Elder
do the
Slayers
tower
don't
first.
kill each other, because
Yeah.
let's say the Orcalcum does break, they have the best chance of keeping the Elder Beast down there.
I agree.
Is it possible the voice has affected Darby and we didn't realize it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because the first orders we heard it say were smash the crystals.
we need to go after him.
You bring up a fair point.
Right.
We don't know how and why he left the room. I was coming to see what was going on, and then he was gone. It's possible the voice called him away, and the priest just happened to catch him.
Did he say anything when you slept out?
He was just terrified. He wouldn't speak to him or react.
If
I
we
mean,
go,
the others didn't know that they were being affected by the voice. It's possible.
Okay, I think someone should go check on the rest of the Slayers. Your theory's not bad. We should go up top, so let's do those 2 things first.
Well, yeah. On the
We
one
can't
hand,
go
the
down.
child could very well be affected by the voice. On the other hand,
I could go down and look for Darby.
if we go,
No one
yeah,
No, down there, no one's going down there alone.
we can't. If we go down there and then we're weakened, and then even supposing we come back up here, we could have a whole angry town full of who knows what, possessed guards after us. Like they're only going to be angrier.
Right, so let's go find out about that. Some people should go check them. Somebody should go up top.
Okay. Probably only Elder Slayers should go check on the Elder Slayers because they partially want to kill newcomers.
Very good.
When did we start hearing
At
the
that
smash the
moment,
crystals
Nicola
message?
looks at you and goes, Anders, you forget the rule. Only slayers, only members of the order can ascend the tower.
I think today is a time to say, fuck the rules.
I
He's
actually
gonna
agree
start
with that.
He's actually just gonna walk out of that point and say, I'm going to the fucking tower. He doesn't even
Wait, why wouldn't you go get the guards?
All right,
You
so
just said you're the only
Because he
one.
wants to check. First off, meta, in his mind, he wants to check for voice.
All
'cause
right.
He hasn't been affected.
least stealthy people go up the tower. Stealthy people check on the crystals. How about that?
Oh, check this out.
The guards.
The guards. The
They'll
guards.
see people.
Okay,
He's
well,
just gonna
I'm
go.
going with you then.
He's
I am
just
not
gonna-
stealthy.
He's just going.
So we're gonna send the squishiest alone down into the dungeon.
No,
No, no, to check
You're
the guards.
going to the guard barracks.
Why don't we just
Oh,
send? Why don't we just send
guard?
Yeah.
Goran as his name, right? Why don't we just
We're
send
not
him?
going to the dungeon yet.
Because he's gonna get murdered with my son.
Okay, people can go with
He looks at that and he goes, "No, Master Dwarf, I will not. My men are loyal to me." He looks at Anders glaringly
Ooh.
and he walks out.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, he's saying you put check on your men. He's saying
That's what he's
check
doing.
on your men. He puts like a little hand on his shoulder, like I trust you, and he's like, I'm gonna go up the tower. Don't tell anybody.
Right.
Don't tell anybody that I'm gonna kick the door down.
I'm coming
So-
with you.
Of course you are. Go with your boyfriend.
Go with your please. You say that. It came up for us.
Maybe.
So at that moment,
Well,
was
never
that,
know.
was,
No, it's just a. Of course you are.
Yeah.
And then a silent. Go with your boyfriend.
okay.
She
Can
can-
you can Isha?
Send you a message.
Wings
Go with your
stealthily.
boyfriend.
Wings stealthily.
Can Isha and Sigrun do wisdom checks, please?
Try again.
Oh.
Please do better.
Yeah, that's a 17.
13.
Yeah, all of a sudden you feel this sense of shame, just this sense of sadness and shame that you spoke harshly to one another. You wonder where that
To who?
sensibility was coming
To
from.
one another.
To one another. To him?
No,
No, to
To each
Secret
other.
and
two of
Isha.
you.
You both feel this strange sort of synchronicity of emotion, like you immediately both regret what you just expressed.
Being snarky.
Oh.
Just real quick. So save the tower scene for last.
Don't die.
Stay alive.
Okay, no one's getting inspiration for that.
I mean, it makes sense with character.
Not good.
It epitomizes their relationship. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. They're not gonna get touchy-feely.
I'm gonna get something walk.
They sit in silence
Yeah.
and commiserate.
Literally,
Beth,
like,
is any,
their relationship
left
is
in that
you
bottle?
don't have to tell me.
Yeah.
It's their whole relationship. Ow.
And you.
So Anders is going outside with the intention of climbing the tower. Where is Sigmund going? Or no, Isha's going with him,
I was going to.
and Kjal's going with him. And what does Major do?
She's very conflicted.
And what does Manjwe do?
Walkway is getting some seaweed.
From where? Oh, from
Yeah, it was a little
I
mad.
thought you.
Ocean.
She might have pulled
Very
some out
meta.
of her pack or something. I don't know. Maybe she had some leftovers.
Sigrid is gonna go over to the staircase down and try to listen to see if she can hear.
Major is standing
anything.
there staring
Okay,
into
so
the
you
darkness.
actually get close, and you see that the steps leading down are sort of crumbling flagstones, and there's a thick layer of dust, and you can see Darby Topical's little bare feet, footprints in the dust going down. And as you sort of crane your sensitive half-elf ears to listen, you in the distance you pick up this rumbling. This faint, you wonder whether you're feeling it or whether you're actually hearing it, but it's this kind of throb of energy, magical energy, and you actually feel this dampness coming up, and just this sense of dank, deep, still, undisturbed air. Hundreds of years. You've done enough dungeoneering to have experienced this before, and there is power emanating from this catacomb like you've never felt before.
Alright, so what was the question? What am I doing just at this moment?
No.
I rolled a 19. Do I feel any of that?
So where were you standing?
I was
in the
standing,
room?
just staring.
Yeah. So your
Not
halfling sense, your sort of intuitive sense of danger, your instincts are on edge, and you're worried about Darby, and the sight of the footprints makes you all the more so. So, Anders, you have led Isha and Kjal to the outside door to the first level of the tavern, of the tower. So, what do you do when you get to the doorway?
Is it open?
It is not open.
Where's the
Kjal,
paper with the
you haven't hit something in a while, right?
The what?
Can you-
I haven't hit an inanimate object in a while.
Do you want to hit it in an on shot?
Okay.
Knock the door down.
I'm
But
saying
don't knock
that I
yourself
go with the guard party because
Okay.
the stealthy people are supposed to go up the tower, right?
Oh, the unstealthy people are going up the tower.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm kind of halfway.
Because we are like, fuck it, whatever.
It's
So-
gonna know we're coming.
I'm gonna
If there's
draw
anything up there,
Who's
it'll
going
know.
to the
my
north tower?
shield
Are you?
and my battle axe,
Okay.
and just kind of
I
You're
thought
stealthy. You're stealthy.
um.
So you guys go together.
I thought the
I'm gonna.
master went to check on the guards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
You good?
Master on the
So
guards.
it's locked, right? The door's locked.
Because you just trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so we changed our mind about going there?
And the three
What kind of door?
least stealthy people in the
It's a
entire party
thick
are saying,
oak
fuck the
door
tower.
rounded
Yeah.
on the
And the other
top.
three people, I'm assuming, are
Thick
saying, let's check the
hewn
catacombs briefly.
boards,
Okay.
tightly,
I wanted to do that anyway.
tightly
Perfect.
corded
I don't know if we're going down there yet.
iron
No, you'll just
braces,
check it out.
iron handle,
Thinking about
iron
it.
lock, iron
No, we're
ring.
not going in the
It's a
castle.
big door.
We're just going to go.
I can't
Can we go look at the door at least?
We are
We're,
already.
we're the two of us are standing staring
Well,
into the edge of the
I'll have
abyss.
to kick the lock.
Alright.
And I'm
well,
sniffing.
I'm gonna assume
Are,
that I am.
Are
are
the
Secret
tiny
and
footprints.
Madry still in the
Okay.
archive?
Kick on
Yes.
the door.
Okay, and you're still listening?
We
Yes.
all three of
Yes.
us are.
Yeah.
If
Oh.
not, we can try to get secret.
So all of a sudden you hear this distant cry, you hear this coming out, echoing out of the cavern.
Oh, crap.
We're gonna make a joint kick at the
Okay,
doorknob
so give
thing,
me a strength
basically to
check.
try to snap the.
With advantage.
With me?
You have a wait. What's your modifier?
4.
I have 5.
Wow, you're talking about it.
Wow.
Colors.
I was gonna say our only reason for rivalry.
This is like a friendly rivalry at this point.
Yeah.
Frenemies.
Unnatural 20.
Yeah, so you actually you kick the lock and you actually bend the bolt, so it's open by about 4 inches, and you're able to reach your hand around and just jimmy the lock and open it. And you come into the first floor, and you can see there's a desk there with some papers, but there's a staircase leading up.
Well, first he's gonna offer knuckle bump to Kjal, and then he's basically gonna
It
say,
is completely dark.
"Can you have a torch?"
I actually think I'll help.
Most would carry an explorer's bag, but I don't know if we have it on him. Probably would put dropped it somewhere.
I'm sure that.
Yeah,
I
actually,
have,
I'm out. So
I'm
don't
sure I
anything.
have like.
Yeah, remember that we haven't even stopped. So.
So Isha, you've gone with this party up to
Yeah.
the okay. So the first room, you're standing in the first floor, and it's completely dark, but you do dimly make out a staircase going up.
Well, with my dark vision, kind of just leave them do.
Yeah. So, but they're stumbling along behind you.
Right.
So Kjal leads the way, and you each have a hand on his shoulder while you go up the staircase. And then the first level, the second level, you find it's living quarters with a couple of bunks, tables, chairs. This is soldiers' wares, bottles of wine, goblets, clothing
Any torches?
hanging up. There are candles actually.
Let's light a candle.
So you light a candle,
That way
and
we
then
can all kind of see.
you can all see.
Set the mood for you and your girlfriend.
Oh my god.
So you come up to the third level, and the third level actually has
I'm not gonna quit.
some arrow slits, and so you can see the moonlight coming in, and basically as you ascend, there's a series of quarters, and then there's actually a meeting room. You go up to the fourth level, and it's some kind of supplemental archive with other manuscripts. You go up to the fifth level, and it's got weaponry, and you actually notice some pretty fine orichalcum blades. In fact, you think this is probably where Requiem.
I messed up. I have a cantrip that just lights shit.
Okay.
So
All right.
I've just literally never used it.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm just gonna light my
so maybe we
scimitar.
Is that just light?
Light.
Yeah. So you decide the object.
Not even
Yeah.
fire.
Right. Okay. So
I like that, though.
Isha's scimitar is sort of gleaming.
Oh, okay, good.
And,
Gleaming.
is this still the orc scimitar from like 10 sessions
No,
ago?
it's a different one. We
Okay.
upgraded. Remember, it
Yes,
was the
that's
same
right.
people who
That's
gave me
right.
my
So
fancy hood.
at the armory level, you go up through
Yeah,
there.
Anders
but
is probably thinking maybe we can steal some orichalcum.
you couldn't help
Yeah.
but stop and
Please,
think
please.
this is a pretty impressive.
And like, if the
armory.
orichalcum was keeping the monsters at bay,
I could use a nice sword.
some arrow tips.
start sending them little
Right.
trip messages.
So,
Sorry.
You guys don't know what we're at.
I know.
And
Unfortunately.
eventually you get up to the highest level,
I know.
and you can see that it's basically where the guards are beyond staff, and there's nobody there. and you see a ladder leading up to a hatch that's going to take
Before
you.
we do anything, he's actually going to use this divine sense.
Mhm.
See if he can sense any like, unusual energies coming up from above them. I had it basically says like
Fiend, celestial.
seeing celestial undead within 60. I guess maybe we could add, especially at this point, maybe elder to that list only because it's a new mechanic in your world. It's up to 60 feet.
Right. So you don't get anything. You don't get anything of those particular kinds of magic. So you don't get any kind of sense that you can recognize.
Okay. He doesn't say anything then. He just basically stares and he's like, well, I'll lead the way. And he's going to climb up.
So you climb up and you reach the hatch at the top, and you notice it's relatively cold, and you can hear the night wind outside. And you pull the latch across, and you just open it just a little bit, and you peek out. And you don't see anything, and you don't hear anything.
No orbs.
No orbs. I'm just going to see.
But you can only see,
A little bit.
yeah, so you can only see basically a foot of the one wall that's right in front of you.
We're not trying to be quiet, right?
Yeah, they know we're here.
Okay.
So the,
Just throws it open.
so
Hello?
Hey there.
Pops the whole head over.
Yeah, so it comes over, and you actually see that there's
Prairie
two
dog.
elder slayers lying there. One has his hands around the throat of the other,
Nice.
and the one that's throttling has a dagger sticking out of his chest. They've killed each other, but in the center of the platform is a kind of some kind of strange stone urn, and there's a large nice catch. There's a large
Put it on
sort
there.
of an orb.
Put it on there.
There's a large orb. It doesn't glow.
There's an
but
orb.
there it
There's
is.
an
But there is an orb. Of course, there's an orb.
Smaller. Cuter.
It is
They're
small.
cuter.
More
More like definitely
You
in
can
another
see
way
if you want to
though.
look at it. You can see what it looks
Yeah,
like.
I saw.
It's very nice.
I'm not liking it.
No, nothing
Get
orb
an
shaped
orb
is good
sword
here.
and smash it.
Oh, I have an orb.
Oh, smash
So,
it.
Oh, right.
can you
You
give
have-
me a wisdom check?
Yes, I can. Only an 8.
Yeah. So you feel this voice in your ear, and it says, "Flee, flee, flee in terror," and you feel this chill of fear come down your back, and all of a
They don't
sudden
want
you
you
have
there.
this strong desire to go back down the ladder and shut the door.
Can I come up?
So he's at the top of the ladder.
Move.
Sure.
Do you
You'll-
step aside or?
He would basically kind of like hang on the side. He's
Um,
like,
I need
We
a
need to
opposed charisma checks.
defeat it.
Actually, no. What I need is a Kjal's charisma against Andrew's wisdom.
Charisma.
I actually have a
Yeah,
really
it's
good.
I know you do.
intimidation.
Intimidation, really.
beat me.
So all of a sudden
Yes.
you feel that Kjal desperately wants you to move out of the way.
Please.
He would move.
Yeah.
He would not. He wouldn't. Get
So
up.
you go up. And,
Yeah, actually, I should probably would get up and like stay by the latch. just to-
what's Isha doing?
What's up?
There's an orb,
Boots.
and I think it's the orb that's the problem.
Okay, can we
So
destroy
I
it?
get up there. Do I see the orb?
Yeah, you do.
Right.
And it's about
Pump a lot of
3.5
energy out.
feet across. It's a lot smaller than any of the other orbs you've seen, and it's not glowing.
I've seen bigger.
Isha's gonna follow
I'm gonna
Kajal
smash
up
it.
there.
Right.
You should
Kajal,
smash
I've
it.
seen
Smash it.
bigger.
Exactly. I've seen bigger.
When you step up to it and you battle axe,
Yeah,
hammer,
one-handed
whatever,
battle axe swings.
so you're about to swing, and you hear this voice in your ear. It says, "Do not look into the orb.
Do not look into it.
Do
or
not pause.
Okay.
Look into the
Oh.
orb
Okay, yeah, the punctuation's
and
important there.
see what you need to see."
No, I'm not gonna look at
Okay, so give me your strike.
it.
Kajal's just so fucking done right now.
Alright.
I like control simplicity. Sometimes it's great strength.
16.
So yeah,
Mhm.
you strike it down, and you actually crack it. Your battle axe sort of bites into it, and it
Really?
cracks, and you can all of a sudden there's this kind of gas that's leaking out of
I
this.
spit on the gas.
This
Put it in gas! You can't spit on it in the book!
Doesn't matter.
Put it in the book!
It's Kajal. He does what he wants.
You can spit
So-
through
If
it.
I can punch a ghost, I can spit on gas.
it's green and it's purple.
Probably
It's
not,
so
that's a
It's
lot.
kind of
Nice.
oozing out. And now there's basically a cloud that's sort of going out across the floor of the tavern and rising up through the niches of the castellations and going down. And you
Ew.
can't understand where all this is coming from. because
Slide
it's not
down
that
the
big.
inside.
Right. Okay. Do I feel anything?
Yeah, so give me a constitution
It's
check.
hard.
Woo!
I don't watch Doctor Who.
It's not.
I don't either. Right?
16.
The question.
Yeah. So you actually
Poison would
don't.
be
You
good.
deliberate. Your instincts are
Right.
not to breathe, and you cover your mouth and cover your nose, and you back away. You
I'm
can tell-
probably coming up
you
like
can
Close
tell
the
as.
hatch.
You can
Close the
tell
hatch.
it's toxic.
All right, down.
I'm still up there, so I'm gonna follow his lead and just go.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I was probably literally coming up, and as like this happened.
Right. So this gas eventually empties, and you basically see there are two halves. You've cracked it. It's jagged crack, but the orb is hanging open like this. And
Is
you can
there
see some
anything
kind of
that's,
black silt in the bottom. You don't know what it is.
I roll like an investigate to see if I know what that is.
Okay.
I will too.
Holding your breath.
I will too.
Yeah.
As a curious,
Just go.
I would recommend it. Near, well, that's not
I don't know anything.
I don't know.
9.
I'm gonna try and
I'm Jon Snow. I know nothing. You're not there yet.
investigation.
She's
I
below.
was.
Oh, we should close the hatch.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Oh,
just
okay.
You know,
I was peeking. Yeah, then
maybe
you're
you
right.
still.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Okay.
In a bit, he'll ask her to come up though.
Yeah.
It
then
Once
just
you're
it's
right.
safe.
dissipate.
And then all of a
Let's-
sudden, the clouded gas starts to rise up, and it forms into a kind of cloud, and it floats away.
That's bad.
And then you're standing there in the night air. It's fresh and clear.
Well, yeah.
That's something.
You're all eating Pringles in the corner. Like,
Well, shit.
All right.
That was
Two things. One, let's get
Okay.
everyone orichalcum weapons. Two,
Like the way this man thinks. Like the
let's
way your boyfriend
let's
thinks.
go to the catacombs, solve that problem. 'Cause that problem's
He's
gonna
alright.
come back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Opens the hatch. We're good.
Um,
Let's get orichalcum weapons for everyone.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
He's just gonna jump down. Also, I think an elder minion's gonna come back and try to kill us all later.
That's normal.
Isha literally,
Par for the
her
course.
exact
This is
reaction. Like, what else is new?
Just
So
like,
Par for the
What
course.
kind of orchalcum
Yeah.
weapons
Yeah,
are
those-
available?
So there's 2 swords, and there's 3 short swords, and there's 4 daggers.
God, dude.
fuck me up with some daggers and a short sword.
Yeah, that was literally what Isha was gonna get for her.
Was it long swords, short swords, and daggers?
2
Just
long
get it
swords,
all.
3 short swords, and 4 daggers.
You can hold that
Just
shit.
Let's just
Yeah.
take it
Three
all,
of you.
Yeah.
and then we'll decide who gets it later.
So-
I mean, not to metagame,
Kjal
but fucking get it!
grabs these off their racks,
Yeah.
off their hooks, and you can see that right next to each of them is a plaque,
Oh.
and each has a name and a kind of lineage, and it's all listed there. And when Anders sees this, he feels a sort of pang of sort of pain to see these great heirlooms and relics of the Elder Slayer.
He
Just sort
feels
of-
We'll
a pain
give
for-
them back if we have to.
He feels the pain for about 30 seconds. This is the best chance for everyone to live.
Yeah.
I can live with
Oh,
myself.
necessity is
Necessity was
apparent.
always a thing for him.
It's always apparent. So and
Right.
he
Always
hastened down all the remaining staircases and out into the night, holding these weapons.
Also, I would say the pang would last about actually 29 seconds because he'd be, I was a pirate.
Yeah.
And then the regrets.
Sigrun has been pacing and kind of reading and rereading this, and
As you reread the last entry again and again, you feel that somehow it's important to you personally, and you don't know why. And each time you read it, your badge gets a little hotter.
Weird.
Which part?
The last one.
Go for it.
Alright,
I'm good. I,
Isha in the
I
middle
have
of
this-
it.
yeah. Where
I know we were getting
where
swords,
the
but-
trains, where the
You want
outhouses.
I'll give you one.
That's okay.
Oh, okay.
I want that something to nibble on during the small intermission.
Would you like a plantain chip? I will offer you snacks that aren't mine.
Oh yeah, I mean they're for everyone. Plantain chips, chocolate
Sure.
cookies.
Or
Eat them all.
I can't stand those seaweed things.
Oh, I love them. They're so weird.
They're
I can
nothing.
only
They're
have
so weird. I love
I
them.
can only have them in small doses.
They're
Yeah, I
airy
can't
nothing.
I
eat
love
them.
them.
I could eat a whole
No, I
thing.
just
try
what I
it.
eat is what I'll have. That's it.
I
The
appreciate
first
it.
time I tasted them, I thought I'm eating nothing, and then the second
They
time
get stuck to your
I
lips,
took
they have to be
5
careful.
sheets and
That is so
folded them
neat
up into
reaction.
one
I
bite.
I changed my
and put it
mind.
in.
I'll leave this one here for Veronica.
She can't even eat the whole sheet.
a weird texture.
I
Power
remember
friendship.
trying.
Yeah, good
Power
for
friendship.
trying.
I love the
Yeah,
taste
power
of the
cleanser.
plantain chips, but they get stuck in my
Power
teeth.
They-
Power-
yeah, I can't eat somebody
Power
for that reason,
friendship, and I
too.
was like,
It's like
okay.
rice crackers.
Power friendship. You were like so for it.
I mean, you're not
Power
wrong.
friendship compels you.
Thank you. Someone's a little bit too full.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Yes,
take as
just
many
let
as
us
you
know if you
want.
need some
plus
more,
for me to
so-
eat
right.
when I go home.
Do you need a couple of chips to
Scan
wait?
this, 'cause I haven't- especially
Wait,
this
are
one.
these? What are these?
Plantain chips.
Plantain chips.
Oh, okay.
They're like, they just taste like glorified potato / tortilla chips.
Superior ones.
Superior, yes. I'm gonna eat another one even though they do get pepperoni.
You missed it. I tried the seaweed.
It
It didn't go well, so I left the rest of it there for you.
Wait, did Kjal go to PT? No. Okay, my turn. Don't start yet.
Okay.
She's been trying spicy foods, basically.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
We can't let it go to waste.
Are you okay?
Don't do that, it might hurt.
Yeah.
Somebody filled it.
Which is ironic 'cause
All right.
it's
Two.
probably
So it's 2 short swords,
Yes.
2 long swords, and 4 daggers.
2 long swords, 3 short
Short
swords,
swords.
4 daggers.
It makes me feel more special that I have the great sword.
You do. Good for you. You deserve it.
Good on you, bud.
Good on you,
No, I'm
bud.
sorry.
1 long sword, 1
Yeah,
long sword.
I'm kind of sad there's no battle axe, but then again, swords would be their thing.
Yeah, absolutely. They wouldn't occur to them to make a battle.
Yeah,
axe.
no.
No, especially considering I based them off the Witchers from the Witcher series, and they're all
And
about
they
swords.
would be.
It reminded me of
highly
Templars
skilled
and Dragon
weapons.
Age
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very, very much like Knights Templar. So,
They're kinda
I'll
like
wait for Beth to come back.
Yeah.
Combination, whatever the fucking word is.
So as
Fusion.
Sigrun
Amalgamation.
Ooh, nice word.
as Sigrun reads and
SAT
rereads
word.
the copied entries from the annals that Nicole Durst has passed you, you become strangely obsessed with the last entry. You read it again and again and again, and you can't understand why you're obsessing about it.
Can you read that last part out loud?
For the whole class.
2664 AR. Elfric bade me to record that the orichalcum crystals which seal the door shall last unto the end, unless they are smashed, whence the lattice of their sheerness begins to decay. Afore 2 nights their power then swains.
Is that how long we've been here?
Mm-hmm. I think so.
2
You've been there one night.
One night. Tonight is the
I can
second
still
night.
I can feel the power.
Are we there now?
But is it because it's like leaking out of the crystals, or? I mean, and maybe they haven't smashed all of them, but maybe some
When
of
was the
them.
last time you saw Elgar again?
You're asking Gregorian?
Yes.
El-
Or
Elgar
whoever's there.
Elgar says that it's been about 2 weeks since he wandered off. And you can see that this whole situation is really affecting him. The Elder Slayers, and you sort of know him by repute. The Elder Slayers is pretty much his reason for being, and there's no question the Order's in a kind of crisis here, and he's deeply perplexed
Who?
about this.
Gregorian.
Did he come back from going? Did he,
I would assume everyone's back at this point.
oh,
What
so
did
we
you
get.
find?
Wait,
Yeah, so he's returned and told that he's left 4 guards at the gatehouse, and there are 4 others.
Okay, so.
That they were actually engaged in a brawl, and fortunately they had been playing cards and didn't have their weapons nearby, but he managed to shake them. And then he reports, in the middle of the brawl, they stopped.
Well, because we solved that problem. Good.
Temporarily. I don't say. I don't actually.
Looks
say
like you
names, I don't
found
know,
something
unless he
else
told
while you
us.
were up there.
Oh, hey, I got you some daggers.
Oh yes, we have weapons. Gregora, I'm sorry, but I need to raid the armory. It's more important that we all live.
So, you said that you saw 2. I mean, I popped up for a moment, but you got a better view. It looked like 2 guards had killed each other.
Yep.
Yes.
And you said that there were 2 who were fighting, killing each other, would have killed each other over a petty argument. I suddenly feel some kind of way about bickering with you. It seems like the voice, whatever it wants, it's trying to get us to destroy ourselves through infighting.
Well, the voice's main conduit of getting to us has been at least temporarily deactivated. So we can start arguing again.
Oh, great.
We're armed now.
We
let's
heard
go.
a scream.
Let's go.
But yeah, just like no, I've not been engaging with any of you at all. I'm just standing at the edge of the steps, silently crying.
Okay.
After the
can,
scream was when Seagrin started pacing and reading
Mhm.
this shit.
That was a choked sob. That's when it started after the screaming, and then it's just continued from then on.
Can Isha, Sigrun, and Kjal give me wisdom checks?
Come on.
Come on, the original three.
Oh, come on.
10.
6.
6.
You're really not feeling it
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm feeling that.
But
Dice
you
are
have a
fucking
sense
me
that
up.
there's something in the room that you're supposed to be heeding, but you cannot hear it. It's like straining your ears to hear something, and you can't hear it.
I'm gonna pray. So I'm gonna consciously pray, meditate, try to
You're in
get.
the corner.
I'm standing.
she's
I'm
at the
standing at the edge of the
staircase.
staircase down to the
Have
dungeon.
you been given an orichalcum weapon yet? By the
I
way?
don't believe I have.
I'll hand you a
What
I was
is
gonna
it?
actually have Andrew
I'll
say,
hand
but
you a
Can
short
you tell me
sword.
what I
Thank
missed? Did
you.
you hand me a weapon?
he would probably give. He would probably
Are
say,
you
"Who
allowed
won?"
though? Because
She used a short sword, so he probably would offer
Okay.
you a short sword.
I can use the short sword.
So he'd be like,
Seagrin's down
He
for
probably
short
been taking
sword
the weapons from
and
yeah,
Kjal.
we'll give you a
give you a short sword.
short sword,
Alright,
short
so
sword,
I
short
have-
sword.
Andrews probably would have put one
2
on his shoulder.
daggers.
Okay, just so you know, every one of the orichalcum blades is +2, +2.
+2, +2.
+2 to hit, +2 damage.
Okay.
Isha, Sigrun, and Kjal, you all look at each other and catch each other's eyes, and you realize you're all feeling the same weird sensation.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that idea, actually. Andrew's giving the 2 new guys the weapons, and you all have 3 have your moments. So the new guys have a moment. And these guys
So a long circle.
have parallelism. But he would just put it on his shoulder. He wouldn't have
Oh yeah, I
bothered
would
you.
just
Long
grab
sword's
it and
1d8.
just.
Yeah.
He knows like you're in a
Mhm.
moment. He's not gonna bother you. He's trying to respect your privacy.
Do I roll again
Silent.
for like praying?
Yeah, give me a
Maybe he
wisdom
would
check.
have put the hand on the shoulder for a little bit afterwards.
No, I do even worse.
Yep.
I can't. Nothing.
But like, we got them.
It's just not going well.
Silently.
I'm gonna roll for staring at this passage some more.
Just roll for stare.
Like, well, you know, like.
You, when
Don't
you're trying to
do-
read something, you
Doesn't
understand
blink for
it.
D6 minutes.
like wisdom, I guess.
Yeah,
Or-
give me a wisdom check.
Nope, never mind.
Wisdom's
Six.
not our party strong suits.
No, I mean I don't. I have a 10 wisdom, so I don't
But
have
each
any
time
bonus.
you reach out with your senses, you sense that there is something in the room that you're supposed to be heeding, and you cannot hear it, and it's like an itch you cannot scratch.
Do you tell anyone this?
No,
No.
I don't think we
I think
will.
we're all just exchanging looks and being
Yeah.
real shifty.
Can I try again?
Well, what are you going to do? Which
Uh,
characterologically, what was Kjal
yeah.
doing that would warrant the check?
You know, I think honestly, spiritually, he's really not thinking Odin because he's really down about what happened. But I think where we are with how close we are to a bunch of Elder and this warming up, he's gonna reach out to Gormithar, like
Okay.
shoot that plane. And I know where she is, but he's still gonna channel his thoughts to her.
Okay. So you basically try and commit yourself?
Channeling to
Channel.
Gormithar, yeah.
Okay, give me a wisdom
Like
check.
if she could give me wisdom in this moment.
It's like,
Oh, that's much better.
like.
14.
You hear a voice behind you,
Turn around.
and voice says, "Over here."
I turn around.
I turn around.
And you turn around, and there's no one there.
What's there?
A shelf,
Go to the shelf.
and there is a box on the shelf.
Go to the box.
And the box is
What's in the box?
It's a small wooden lockbox with hasps, and it's locked.
Does it look like a certain box I made explode?
Yeah.
Creepy enough.
Yes, I'm coming. I'm here. I'm.
I like
All right.
Do you take
Glances over at the
Yeah,
archivist
yeah,
and
yeah.
is
You
like,
pick it up or you
Yeah,
touch it?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
warm.
Oh my
Lock the
god.
box, it's warm.
oh fuck.
Isha.
I'm paying
Yeah.
attention now because I was just about to be like, come on, let's
Okay.
get the fuck out of here.
At that moment, Nicole looks at you and says, "What are you doing? What are
Can
you
you
doing
open
over
this
there?"
box for us? We need.
No, she's gonna open it. Open it.
she's already
I had
picking
my
one.
hand on
She's already.
No, that box. Never open that box. That,
Why not?
I meant to tell you.
What's in the box?
So that's a 17.
What's in my head?
This is a relic of the order.
Picking
Not to be
the lock.
opened.
Nope, she already picked it.
Nope.
She rolled a 17.
17.
So you
Nope, she
open
already
it.
picked it.
She's probably just casually like not even.
Mhm.
So he just kind of looks, and his eyes open wide when he sees that the lock falls off, and you open it.
I open it. If she doesn't open it.
So you open it, and you look down, and you can see that there's a manuscript page that's folded, and there's just a slight glint of something beneath it.
Seagrin's gonna.
I'll hand you the paper and I'm going to look at
Okay.
what's underneath.
Underneath are 2 red banner badges.
There's badges in the box. I said it out loud.
Does that
2.
mean we get to have badges?
We already have badges.
But I mean, like,
They're
real
just not
ones?
special badges.
Really?
Yeah.
Super
Those
special
are special
badges.
badges. So you guys, you get your special
Look
badges.
on the piece of paper. Read it.
Okay, I'm looking at the piece of
Uh,
paper.
The paper's written in Slavuran.
Oh.
Does anybody read Slavuran?
Does anybody?
Would I have learned it in the time I was there?
Give me an intelligence check.
I'm not good at intelligence.
I mean,
Are the 2
but
badges
you know,
warm?
I'm always better
Yeah.
at reading first than speaking.
Warm.
Put it down
10?
somewhere.
You can't read it.
Okay. I probably understand the language, but I probably can't read it.
All right. There are 2 red banner pins in this box. I think we are entitled to know what's on the piece of paper.
You say that to Nicole and
Yes.
Burst or Gregoran, or who do you
I
address?
say it to them both.
Dresses the room.
They look at each other and they both shrug their shoulders.
This box is meant for us. Kindly translate the passage for us.
Nicole comes over and picks up the sheet and looks at it and goes, Korva. I've never seen this. This has never been opened in my time.
Well, it's
So you
because
just
we weren't here.
assumed?
The orders were that this was to be kept and not opened.
From
Well,
who?
maybe it was
Those
kept
orders.
for us.
So read it, please.
Something brought us to it.
I shall read it. It says, it is a long document, a note on the tokens herein penned by Corva Ramius, scribe of the noble Elfric, 3rd master of the elder slayers of Slavura, at the behest of his master, who saith he has described these things by both report and divination. Cair Banman Slavura, 14 octane, 2671 AR. It says, it says,
Mm-hmm.
Look to the last passage. Compare
It says,
it says, 100 years ago, saith Alfric, Gormathar, matron of Red Banner of Kenberos, sought to forge an alliance between the various noble societies sworn to rid Düthara of the elder gods. Thus did Gormathar send word to the elder slayers of Slavura, the gods' vault of Galacos, the McTullum clan of the Pictish Highlands, and the Black Hand of Numidia. After many years, answer came only from Elfric on behalf of the slayers. A meeting was arranged, and unto this Gormathar dispatched 2 of her most stalwart retainers, a half-ling, for such are they known in the West, called Creedle Oakfarrow, and a mystic wanderer come hither from the east named Shengtai Zhao.
What?
On the night of the first council, Creedle the halfling perceived strange tremor in the earth beneath the fort at Cair Bannerman, and alerted his companion Zhao. Fearing their hosts had deceived them as to their faith, they essayed to search the fort by stealth and discovered a secret catacomb in which the slayers held crimson rite and imprisoned elder minions therein. Entering covert, they saw that it was a prison indeed for elder filth, but espied a great and foul aberration was come into the dungeon from a chasm rent deep and hindmost, with the intent of freeing the captured minions and bringing wreck upon the fortress. The halfling and the monk hastened to warn their hosts, but the slayer guards, wrathful that their sanctum had been violated, caught them and assumed they were spies, declaring that the Red Banner was corrupt and their warnings a ploy. Dire battle befell, and Oakfarrow and Zhao, outnumbered, were slain. Elfric Bloodoath, while this speech is being translated for you, you can envision this in your head. Elfric Bloodoath, 3rd Master Slayer, later searched the catacombs to test the truth of their tale, and discovered the catacombs of which they spoke, but found no sign of an eldritch creature. While the slayers cast suspicions upon the Red Banner, which were in time forgot, Elfric sent word peaceably unto Gormathar to reveal the fate of the halfling and the Easterner. When Gormathar answered in sadness, she bade Elfric keep the banner badges of her messengers in foresight of a day when others would come to make good on the bond that the two devoted bands should have. And she sent orichalcum crystal to forever seal the catacombs. Thus Elfric knew that the Red Banner was indeed faithful. And though these dispatches were lost in the fort fire of 2619, the sigils herein stand as proof of them, and shall be kept for a day when the Red Banner comes again to Caer Bannerman.
You guys owe us so bad.
I'm gonna pick up the 2 badges, walk over to you, and say, I think these belong to you.
Actually, Andrew probably insists I have him for a moment.
I'm just like
To hold.
aghast.
No, you'll see what he's thinking.
Alright.
Like
Oh my
absolute.
gosh, yes.
Like
The idea
Not
of,
processing
of
this at
yeah,
all.
an Easterner and a halfling
'Cause
together
what-
before.
my tiny
You
self
basically say
fulfilling
like you
some
take
sort of
before you get
weird
into
prophecy.
may I see them?
Yeah.
It's great.
Do we, he
Just
has his
trust me.
elder sense.
Wait,
shit.
I have an extra one.
Why are you
It's
suddenly
missing one.
defending
Oh,
his every word?
Because they're ridiculous.
I'm not.
No.
He just has a tool that we don't.
He's
Please,
not gonna break them,
please.
are you?
If he breaks them, I'll just break his neck.
Alright, fair enough.
So who has the banners?
I'm giving them
Banner
the
badges.
halo.
He does.
You turn them over in your hand, you notice there's blood on the back of them. But the front are rusted slightly around the bronze, but the gold still shines.
On behalf of the Elder Slayers.
You
Mm.
just wanted my moment.
No, because he's a fucking Elder Slayer! He's basically apologizing. And he's also trying to
So
quietly
they-
meta
Say
make
that?
the alliance again.
Yeah.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah.
Go. Well, you gave us our first one.
Yeah.
These hot badges land in your hands.
I attach mine.
Yeah, I attach mine. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Nope. Finish what you're saying.
I was just gonna say that even though I'm very yellow skinned, I'm kind of red in the face because it was just such a powerful story.
I put mine on, and I walk down the stairs. That's it.
Okay,
This is
yeah,
it.
I'll go
It's
with
time
it
to
too.
go.
Yep.
That's fine.
I guess we're going down.
Yeah.
Andrews would probably be the last one. He would just turn to Agoran. Do you want to come with us, or do you want to hold the fort?
Gregoran says, I must hold the fort, that is my occupation. Nicolin Durst stands up and says, well, clearly you need a mage.
Yeah.
And he grabs his stoop
Excellent.
and he's sort of
Isha's
creaky
gonna,
limbed.
over her shoulder,
rises.
shout to the Nicolin.
Nicolin, yes.
She's gonna say, the new gods be with you.
Then,
You do not want me to come?
no. I would love if you came.
I'm old, but I'm hardy.
I have no doubt.
You were talking to
Yeah, I was
Gregor.
talking to the other guy.
You meant to be
Gregor.
talking to
Oh.
Oh,
Gregor.
Gregoran, yes.
So Andrews would say, hopefully we'll all come back and we can figure out the situation with Elgar and the Grandmasters.
He says, I will hold station here, and I will have 2 men. And if we hear you call, we shall come running.
And
Is
should
this
anything
agreeable?
get past us?
Yes, that is good. In fact, I will have 4 here.
It's probably for the best.
Make sure the men's morale doesn't go down. With
And
all
if-
And at that moment, you actually hear Nicolin Durst, and he's sort of putting a dagger in. He's getting he's putting on his
Gathering up
He's
his
a
water
little cloak.
skin.
He's
He
got
has
your
water
water skin,
skin.
and he looks, and when you say, if you see anything, hold the door.
Hold the door.
that.
None shall pass.
So at that moment, Nicole looks at Gregoran and he goes, ruddy creature, beast, gray-skinned freak. 3. We go.
Grayskin.
Grayskin.
Reminds me of Helena from Orphan Black.
Yeah,
the way he
yeah,
talks.
definitely.
Let us
Okay.
Let's go.
send into the
Sigrid's gonna
catacombs.
the only original weapon she's bringing with her is her crossbow. She's gonna
Okay.
leave the other short
Yeah,
sword
she's
and
leaving
daggers
her-
and taking the fancy ones.
So as you all start down the stairs,
She left her old longsword.
give me your marching order down the stairs.
I'm right behind Major.
Me first.
Madri, Kjal,
I'm right behind.
Manjue.
I will be behind the mage.
Okay. He's in the very rear.
I know.
Okay.
Just make sure he doesn't fall.
Okay.
Trip on anything.
All right.
I guess Sigrun will go after Manjue and then.
I-
Or does Anders want to?
Anders will go wherever he's wanted. He doesn't know how you.
Wow, that was like that's not just in the marching order.
That actually made me
That's
sad.
That's very sad.
He doesn't know your. He doesn't know. He never fought beside you guys in
Alright.
his
So
dungeon.
yeah,
crawl.
okay. Inspiration.
All right,
guys.
He doesn't know
so
your
we-
logic. Is that like he had like not like Morgan said, I'm gonna go in front because Morgan was over eager.
Isha's gonna turn to Anders and she's gonna be like, usually we have this guy, the brawler
Kjal.
in the front.
Kjal.
Yes, that is his name. Good, I was testing you. We have Kjal heading the front, and then we have our squishy people in the center. And then I'm in the back. I think I'm gonna.
So these are hushed whispers that are echoing in the staircase as you're going down. But you all sort of feel, particularly Isha and Sigrun and Kjal, you feel this kind of sense of comforting familiarity to be back underground with your companions. And all of your sort of badges begin to sort of throb warmly, and then they get comfortably cool
That's cool.
as you descend. This is a staircase that goes
front of
down
Kjal or
about
in the
12
back
feet.
to
It's completely dark
Yeah.
when you get to the
You
bottom.
can make a choice.
Your dark vision
I believe.
tells you that the hallway
Front or
turns to your right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, just go behind me.
But
then
Manjue
Mage, then her.
cannot see, and
Right.
Isha cannot see.
Okay.
Anders
Someone-
cannot see.
Can
Right.
someone light a torch?
Yeah, that I was just. Well, I was gonna
I
say
mean,
stop.
I'm gonna
Oh.
light.
Pass the torch up.
No wait.
No,
I
no,
mean,
she has to
I can.
I was gonna say stop, and kind of whisper, 'cause even though it doesn't matter, it seems to echo everywhere. Would it be safe to light a torch?
She can light a candle, right?
I can light anything you want.
Most of the beasts should be theoretically behind or a calcum things. They're not going to sneak up on us.
All right.
In theory.
Major,
I have a torch.
Okay, I could also light your weapon if you want. I can light everyone's weapon if they want. I just never did that because we had someone do that.
Don't they light themselves?
Or a calcum, actually, yes. In the presence
Isn't
of
it
elder
glowy
beast, they'll
glow?
glow blue.
So
Are they?
is it glowing? Like because I might have actually like went to
No,
no,
not
not
glowing.
glowing.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Usually you need to be within 30, 60 feet, maybe.
I have a
Are
torch.
you actually explaining this or?
Yeah,
Okay.
In my experience.
Okay. Oh, right. No, I'm just curious.
No.
Does this
He's saying that,
matter?
like, usually, like,
Okay.
in my experience, you have to be pretty close.
I'll light a torch
Nicole and
behind
Bruce
you.
leans
That way
around.
you're not in the
Do you
front
always
of me.
debate everything exhaustively?
Yes.
That seems to be their thing.
Onwards.
And I just hold out the orcalcum short sword.
Yeah, and
Oh,
you
okay.
should just touches it.
Just to clarify something, after the fight with the Slayers before, when I killed one of them, we never rested, right? We went back.
No, you have not rested.
Yeah, I'm really hurt by the way.
Oh, true.
Oh, then I will use a healer kit on you.
Oh, yeah, I only have 10
Well,
hands left in my pool. I forgot about
hold
that.
on, just a second.
I healed you the fuck.
I
Even then, it was not
healed
much.
him the fuck.
Yeah, and I lost.
Alright, I have 6 healer kits
Is
still.
Kjal the only one
So
under?
I will.
I think I was down to 20.
And you're right next to me, so it's perfect.
I never got
Okay,
hit.
so Kjal.
Alright, so
Yeah.
healer.
Oh, it's up to 20.
1d6 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
What was that? You what?
Choose
I
healer
can
kit.
spend a use of the healer kit and send a creature restore 1d6 plus 4 hits to it.
1d6 plus 4.
Hit points.
Here is your. You regain 9 hit points.
Yay. Better than none.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So are you creeping down this
Did you use one
hallway
on
with
me?
torch lit?
Or
Are you hurt?
Sword lit.
yeah, I'm
With
down
sword
to
lit?
28.
So
Alright, yeah.
it's sort of, and it's lit by Isha's cantrip.
Yes.
So it's not an internal glow. It's
Right.
actually radiant. But you're able to see this long corridor. It's probably 50 feet, and then it turns to the left, and there's a staircase leading down.
I'm using
Another.
one on Gina
20.
too. Sorry,
Oh,
I have to
25.
say this
Okay.
before we get into trouble.
Okay,
Before we get into
so
trouble.
Yeah.
that
35
is
in my
7
pool.
points.
All right, so I'm down to
So
4
you have
healer
been
kits.
you have received the herbology of Manjue. You're feeling slightly more
I
invigorated.
made a weed breath.
Madry is standing at the top of the staircase leading down,
I
looking
thought
down.
Kjal was leading though.
No,
No.
she's in front of
No,
me.
she.
I just went
Freaking
first.
both
I flipped it.
Oh, so it's Madry.
I just want to put out there that
Andre.
Sigrun
Manjue.
brought
Then you.
this with her
Okay.
because we don't have this in a
Probably
language she
Sigrun.
understands, or she would have brought that too.
I'm near the mage. He would probably actually put himself.
So
in
nobody
Wait,
grabbed
we have
that
the
letter?
mage. We have the mage,
The
so she
mage-
would have
no,
brought
I
it.
would have had the letters still.
One of
Right,
them would
Because
have.
I would have
Okay.
tucked it
All
with the
right.
badge.
Anders would be
that-
next to
I'll
the
let that go.
mage, either in front of him or
Because
behind
that
him.
is it. That's a relic.
'Cause
Yeah,
he's a
maybe
Maybe the
slug.
the
mage
red
leads
matter.
next.
So Madry's at the top of the staircase.
Mhm. Well, down we go.
Light a torch. We don't want to go blind.
Oh, I have my
Alright.
sword.
Wait, are
you
we
have
all
it
just
all
been
going?
gathered around the mouth of the?
No,
What?
we walked down and then we walked down hallway. and then I'm
Oh,
standing at
okay.
there's another staircase at
So-
the end of said hallway.
So you come down the staircase and into a room.
Yay!
Isha's with her.
Dun,
Her
dun,
sitting
dun.
There's a
around.
large
Dun,
room
dun.
that is 30 by 40,
Here we
and there's
are.
two very large doors. I don't know if everyone wants. You can slide down with your chairs and make
Yeah,
them
I'll
very
move
ready.
down.
Actually, that's not a bad idea.
The orichalcum, it'll glow.
In the presence of
right?
elder magic or beasts.
Okay.
Does it glow a certain color?
Color?
Blue.
Okay, then
They're like-
Isha has a different flame.
Or
Or
So as you come into this room, you notice that this large double door, one of them is just
Dumbledore?
slightly cracked.
enough for a small hobbit child.
Sorry, it's
to
been a
fit
while. You have been punished.
No,
Is that what you
seriously.
think?
Most likely, yes.
Give me a perception check.
Mhm. Only a 12.
Yeah. You can actually see faint footprints
Oh man.
in the dust, but they disappear before the doorway.
Before the doorway.
Before the doorway.
Here.
Oh yeah, where?
Thank you. I was
Where are all
actually
the-
looking for the rest. They're all down here now. I got
Okay.
it.
We do have a mini
I don't know what our
for
order is, though.
our mage guy.
Oh yeah, does he have one?
He's got your
Oh,
standard
it's been a
village.
while since we had
Cute.
An NPC that
a really old mage.
Yeah.
last time you tried stealing my thunder.
Or my fire.
Hey,
Like,
You
okay.
can just close that.
Yeah, we're thinking of a different guy.
You put some
I
old
just-
school pictures in the intro.
I
I
stand
like
for
that.
old bed.
I
Yeah.
didn't even get to
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
let's
Well, if I sit, I
took
won't
a
be able to
ton of
see
work,
around the
right?
Oh,
town.
yeah,
I
it's
knew it.
annoying.
I was like, oh my god, why am I doing
and
this?
then you can't stop. Okay,
Yeah, so you're standing there, all of you, in that vestibule, and you're staring at these huge double doors, and you can see that the doors is cracked.
I see Darby's footprints, but it doesn't look like they go through the door. They just stop.
Oh, there's nowhere else you could go.
As you stand
The
there, you
door
can
is
hear that rumbling that Sigrun was able to detect in the distance is now apparent to all of you.
Okay.
It's cracked as in there's a crack in
No,
it,
it's
or it's
open.
cracked
Cracked
Just a
open.
little bit.
Oh, okay.
So he probably went through.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
What the fuck, Darby?
There's
Well-
nothing good to feel about this. We just have to push forward.
I'm gonna go. If you're not gonna go, I'm
No,
gonna
it's the only way I
Yeah.
see.
go. Let's go.
So Kjal approaches the door.
Yeah.
Do you look in? You walk in?
We're
What do
gonna
you do?
walk in. Yeah.
Oh man.
So you just pull open the door,
Whip it open?
and you actually
I should have
see
went first.
a very large room beyond it. There's a glow coming from the floor in front of you.
Can I let's take these off?
What color is the glow?
Oh, this doesn't look good.
And you're looking at some kind of
Not that I see it.
strange conglomeration of crystals, and some of them are broken, and some of them are smashed,
It's already
and
helpful.
some of them are
Yep.
lit, and some of them are not.
It's over. Is
Mm-hmm.
that okay?
Damn it.
If you ask me, I will go through the door and be like, in
I
my
think we're all
experience,
like-
orichalcum usually is a little bit more gray, but yeah, that's orichalcum.
And as you look at it, you notice there's a little plaque underneath the kind of raised platform. And you can't read the Slevoran, but you recognize the names Gormathar, Elfric, and it has a date.
So this was her contribution. Our contribution.
So obviously someone's done some smashing
Yeah.
already.
Let's
And
hope
we
this-
don't know how long ago.
Let's hope this is the heal. Actually, can we investigate possibly how long the damage has been? If I roll a
Fresh
check,
damage
can I
looks-
get maybe information?
What kind of check?
Just investigate to see how long, because you said it has to crumble and
Sure, so
break.
give me an investigation
Okay.
check. Or an arcana check.
Pretty sure. Let me see. 15.
Yeah, so as you pick up one of the crystals or just get really close to it, you can actually see it slowly crumbling in front of you. There's dust actually decaying.
Are they
Very
all like
slowly.
that?
They're all like that.
I'm gonna hazard a guess. It's only been a few hours, but I could be wrong.
It's probably Darby then.
Unfortunately, he's gonna gently put it back down.
Right.
No point in carrying any of this. It's not gonna help us ward off anything.
Was it dragged here?
Why would
If
it?
there are no footprints.
I don't know. It's possible that one of the creatures down here lives.
Is there
there.
dust on the ground?
But then why
No,
aren't
There's
there
no
any?
dust there.
So
Creatures
then
are
we
gonna have
wouldn't
a
be
hard
able
time approaching the Orichalcum member.
In general.
The voice had to get a guard.
Well, if there's no dust on the ground here, why would there be footprints?
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to see footprints anyway. It's just stone.
It's entirely possible Darby might have more skills than we were giving him credit for.
He
That's
is a
what I'm
hobbit.
worried about.
Well,
I
that's
mean,
not-
he might have been assuming a persona of an innocent child to get under our skin.
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened. Remember the hag?
I
At that
spit
moment, you
when
hear
you
this
say that.
echoes down the
And that could
cavern.
be a feint.
It could be a lure.
Either way, we gotta go deeper. We're gonna
I
It
mean-
doesn't matter.
I mean,
we have
half
to
the-
kill these creatures
Yeah,
either way.
Exactly, it doesn't matter.
I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
telling us that maybe when we meet Darby, we
Don't-
should probably.
Yeah,
Oh, I
be
don't
cautious.
trust children in dungeons. That's been established.
To be
So
fair, we
they're-
didn't meet him in the
complete-
dungeon.
They're completely fine above ground.
So like, I'm
But
assuming
once
as we're
we go
saying
into
this,
a
we're all
dungeon-
walking towards the other
Yeah.
doorway.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
All right.
Because we're in a very violent agreement.
Yes, like
Yes.
yes.
So
Like,
you
aggressively,
find-
let's
you're staring at this ornate
Brian
archway,
Arden.
and it's carved out like the mouth of some kind of elder minion. It's this grotesque
Seen
iron
plenty of
construct.
these
Why do they carve it like the thing they're trying to imprison?
Visual cue. Reminder that there's elder there.
Yeah, but you know what? They do that in actual Elder Dungeons, so it's sort of
Honestly,
It's a little misleading.
yeah.
Okay,
I love
let's
how
just
we're
go.
arguing aesthetics.
I was about to make a
Like,
joke
I really
saying
like
I
this
was joking. I
interior
don't know
decor.
why, but you guys can just assume that I was thinking.
Elderface doesn't look like one.
And I
All
would
of a
like to
sudden,
argue that this
as
is
you
more
as you're
second
standing
century.
there, you hear this voice coming from down further, echoing across the stone. Maidry, help me! Help me,
He's
Maidry!
totally
This is
right.
awfully convenient. Like he somehow
Yeah, it
knows
is.
we're here.
Yes.
I know you're there.
Yeah.
Well, it might not
Well,
actually
he might be
him.
dead.
He might be dead, and it might be somebody, one of
Throwing
these
their
elders,
voice.
just throwing their voice.
There's a lot of
Good
things.
answer.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
not.
Let's just go.
We gotta go.
I'm
Let's
going.
go.
So Kjal ducks underneath.
Are we
Does
assuming our
Maidry
official
follow?
marching order now?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going. Wait, the marching
Yeah.
order is a little jumbled now.
So
Montoy
you
is-
find
Kjal's
yourself-
first.
You see that there's a hallway, and you notice that there is a barred door to some kind of cell on the left and a portcullis.
Oh shit.
You made fun of me.
What's
She
that?
told you it was
The
fine.
wall.
She didn't make
I know, I was joking. Okay, let's just.
My food baby.
Destructive.
Well,
baby.
we'll fix this while you
Is
describe the
everyone
scene.
going in?
So
Yeah,
so
I'm
you
gonna
can
be up
see
with
that
Kjal.
there's these kind of
So I wanna
cells,
less bad
keep
now, but at
Maidry
the same
safe.
time.
I mean, even though she can fight.
and you can hear
It's
the
funny.
voice
Fucking hilarious.
that is crying plaintively from up out in front of you, echoing down.
I'm gonna just take a look left and right. And
Which one do you go through first?
This one will go left.
All right, so give me a perception check when you look
Where
in.
did they come from?
Those are mine.
Oh, they were just there anyway. Okay.
I just moved them there.
I thought you were there for something.
Nine.
We were touching air
It's
for
like a bunch of
fun.
rocks.
It appears
it's-
to you to be empty.
Oh.
Okay, turn around, look at the other one.
So you look in and you don't see anything there. Give me a perception check for it.
I would say take the 20. Be a good player. Be a good man.
There we go. 2!
The inn doesn't
Yeah.
look like.
Nice.
So it appears empty.
My wisdom is not on.
It's okay.
Oh, you figured it out.
It's alright.
These are empty apparently?
And then all of a sudden you hear in front of you the sound of scraping iron. And you notice the portcullis is going up.
These are probably not empty?
You're gonna have to pick one.
I'd
Okay.
say not empty.
And
Okay.
then all of a sudden there's a sound of something coming from above in the ceiling.
Oh,
Is it
goody.
blowing?
What? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You know what that means?
Well, my swords are.
Draw your
so-
swords.
You hear this,
Draw a picture of a
you hear
pirate.
this
That's
sound,
fine.
this heavy rasping sound, and it's like some kind of thick, kind of scaled hide
Oh boy.
rubbing
Which one is it?
against
You got the
itself.
leather.
Where are you going?
It's the crawler.
And then there's a sudden thumping sound as something leaps down from the roof above you.
From this one? This one?
Yeah. So
I'm gonna take a wild stab in the dark and say that one's the ruddy crawler.
and
Ruddy bus.
so you have the
Probably.
portcullis is up, and this monstrous creature has leapt down.
Oh, I love these things.
Has leapt down from some sort of carved hollow in the ceiling. And I need an initiative check, please.
Yep.
Yes!
What'd you roll?
I'm staying over
I got 20 again.
Holy shit!
What? Yeah.
Tanks for the
It's a
win.
good night.
I got
Yeah,
22.
in the
I mean
wisdom.
21. Sorry, 21.
Other than
Okay.
wisdom. We have no
Minus the
wisdom.
wisdom. It's a good night.
Can we just keep these initiatives for the rest?
It's done it.
Yeah, the rest of the night, please.
You always
Just take it.
Wait, are we?
You know, there's an
are we
actually
initiative
really
rolling?
interesting rule
Yeah.
variation
What
that calls
okay.
you to roll initiative at the beginning of each.
Alright, I
And
will
then-
roll
that's-
the
that
same
sounds
tally.
time
Oh, yes, I've
consuming.
heard of
Very
that.
hot order.
That's
So could y'all roll the 20?
And that's 20 again.
Again, 20.
21.
All right.
Anders 21.
My initiative is
Sigrun?
I had a 14.
Major.
16.
Monjoy.
17.
Where's Isha?
She's peeing.
13. I rolled for her because she's not here.
Okay.
Rolled for her.
Peeing over in a corner.
Nicolon, roll.
She, like, wandered
19.
off.
A 19, alright.
Popped a squat.
Go, mage man, go.
She was, I guess you could say she was scared shitless.
Isha's never scared.
Scare the
Should we
piss out
wait
of
for
her.
Veronica or you want
What's
to
she talking about?
You know what was?
He's doubting your courage.
Oh, I was just
Boyfriend
making,
is
trying to
everyone was making poop jokes. I
I
made
rolled
the
for
obvious
your
one.
initiative.
Nobody
You got
made
a
a poop
13.
joke.
You guys saying popping a
She was
squat, going to
peeing.
the bathroom.
That
She
was so
was-
I rolled a
That's my
10.
good guy.
He's
Cleaning
what?
lady will find it.
He-
I know, but when men here pop a squat, it poop.
So,
I
Kajal
don't get
has
it.
initiative. So you're standing there, the portcullis comes up, there's this sound of a rasping, kind of hard animal hide, and this gigantic Umbra Hulk comes descending from this hollow, lands literally right in front of your face.
Okay.
But because you had your sword out and you were alerted by the portcullis going up, you have first strike.
I have my shield out and I'm swinging the orichalcum long sword.
Okay.
How's it coming?
Oh, and I also need you.
It's more or less
I
above.
need you to make a
the
charisma
name,
check.
so.
Okay, before I attack.
It's like that. Like, you see it right
Okay.
there.
I got one.
Oh,
that's a
wow.
shame.
What?
That's a shame.
I had to make a charisma check. on
That's a
that.
shame.
Because
That's a shame.
my good die is over there.
It's a shame.
Where's your good die? Get it.
Where
Yeah,
is it? Please
so
find it.
you are confused by the hideous visage of the strange creature, which strikes you as profoundly unnatural.
Mm.
Who is nearest to Kajal?
Me, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you are attacking Manjway in your confusion. In your
I
desperate,
want to beat your ass.
in your desperate
Oh.
confusion.
Okay.
Dice, shame.
Obvious
That's
Pokemon.
shame.
Yeah.
Obvious Pokemon.
Yeah, actually.
I was
Yeah.
so ready to get out
Please
the
don't
weed.
got
I'm
one.
so ready to
Yeah,
get out the
yeah,
weed
that's
pillow
awesome.
after you
Dice
I
mentioned
knew
it
she
out
wasn't
loud.
gonna.
Jen, I'm
Understand
so
your
ready to
Pokemon
get out the weed
references.
pillow after
Weed
you mentioned
pillow.
it to
Right?
one of your friends.
That's so funny. That's what we're
18 to hit
so
her.
I've only
Oh,
met
really?
one.
Manjway, what's your armor class?
Armor
I
class.
believe it is.
It's like
17.
17.
17.
Oh.
17.
Hit.
You hit me?
Alright,
Yo,
yeah.
fuck you.
Yeah, I
Fuck
know.
you.
8 damage.
8 damage, Manjway.
Now, do I... Okay. In a normal situation, fighting a monster, I would take a second attack. Do I think she's the monster? Or, like, can I not swing?
No, you were disoriented. That's why.
Can I turn and swing my other attack at the monster?
Hang on a second here.
Because I just want to, I want
What did you roll?
I had to roll a charisma check,
Oh,
and I nat 1 on it. So
No, you cannot turn and attack the creature. However, you can refrain from attacking again.
okay, then I won't do it. And I'm really confused. And can I, like,
Not in the
am I
box.
still disoriented?
Yes.
Like, continually?
You are. Let me just see what the
Probably for a
duration
round.
is.
I want to know how long it lasts.
Imagine being so ugly.
No, it's
Maybe
it's
it's-
an aberration.
Maybe it's
a
'cause you're
strange
ugly.
one.
No, it's really strange.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you do a check at the beginning of the next round.
Okay.
Yeah, one round.
I can't even apologize.
Anders.
I'm ugly and I'm
So you know what?
proud.
You just saw the strangest thing you literally have ever seen, which is Kjal attacking Manjue out of confusion with this creature.
Okay, well, Anders is going to assume Elder Magic, push himself into the fray, and attempt to attack me.
Alright.
So, with Requiem.
You're gonna attempt to attack that thing instead?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm not going to smack him. Anders has fought enough Elder stuff to figure it's Elder Magic. Hopefully Kjal will get over it. If not, I'm going to smack him.
Damage.
So, I'm
Seems
gonna-
a nice.
Gonna
I'm gonna
attack
have to punch
Be
you in
glad I
the face.
didn't have the hammer in my hand.
No, that's true.
3 million
no idea
punches
what
in
the
the
dice
face.
Um,
There it is. Sorry, you know how to
14?
make strong bad jokes.
14 is a miss.
Alright, I'll attack again.
Your thrust goes wide.
Never really got out of my head. It was
Okay,
like the beginning of the
17.
Yeah,
It was.
and
That
I need
really
you to
was,
make a
though.
It was
charisma
the
check.
beginning of my
Does it
college
look-
years.
Because now that you can see the creature,
Oh.
I let you thrust
I think it had
blindly
scales,
around it. But now
but
that you're looking at it to
I
make
don't
your
think
second
it's
Yeah.
strike,
Okay, so,
its visage is so appalling.
23.
It looks
You
cool.
maintain your composure and make your second attack.
I don't know if I
Oh,
believe you
no,
that it's
I rolled to
appalling.
make the second attack, that was a 17.
That
Here,
is
come around,
a
feel free.
miss.
Okay, I'm honoring my past roll.
No,
that's
no,
what
it's
I,
okay.
I could have given you a free roll, but
My sciatic is fine.
Nicola,
Yo,
I
Nicola
might hit for
steps
killing me
steps
this
up
week, so
and
I'm there.
he
maybe have
casts.
to roll 18 to hit.
We should wouldn't see it.
He
Nope,
casts.
Look it over in a couple seconds.
He casts hold person. Oh, he has to make his check. He's disoriented, and he freezes.
Oh.
Manjue, excuse me.
Majway!
Okay.
Kjal just hits you, and you are shocked and offended.
And offended.
Wait, whoa.
Just remind you that Kajal hit you.
Yeah, I know. Am I in?
It's your turn.
Okay, it's your turn.
Alright, so I'm
I
gonna
need you to make
punch
a charisma
Kjal.
check.
You're
Wait,
gonna
punching
punch
me?
Kjal?
I need you to make a charisma check.
Well, no, she's punching me. She doesn't have to make.
Are you punching Kjal?
I was going to.
Okay.
All right.
Try to.
It's a reaction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'd punch him because I would try to get him to knock out of it.
Okay.
That
So
sounds
like
magic.
a little
Yeah,
love
I'm not
tap.
trying to do
Yeah,
great
break
damage. I'm just
Just
trying
trying
to
to do great
Knock some
damage.
sense into him.
I'm getting a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
am I.
Yeah, so am I.
Are you?
I'll hopefully feel it soon.
Can I have a bad feeling before I do it?
Roll for Chris.
Oh,
wisdom.
good. I think I missed.
What'd you roll?
I would have rolled like a 12.
Yep, that's a miss.
Great.
Great.
Okay, now can I do a check? Whatever.
Oh yeah. So give me your
Because you have multiple
Charisma.
charisma check.
Yeah, I have multiple attacks. Alright, so my charisma check was. Sorry. My shit is all everywhere. It's just an 11.
Yeah. So you are appalled by the sight in front of you,
And
you freeze for the rest of the round. Sigrid,
alright, there goes.
you are seeing the strangest sight you
Extra
have ever
punches.
seen. To see your compatriots so disoriented. By the way, one day I'm gonna have a gigantic game room with like a massive table and lots of room for everybody.
Yeah.
It's cramped.
That was a
No.
10.
We have a great time.
Alright, so your attack was wide. I need your charisma check.
No, that was a charisma.
Oh yeah, you are confused.
Well, fuck.
And you do nothing for the rest of the round.
This is it.
Isha.
We're all just gonna have like a full party. kill
I don't
first
see it
sponsor.
yet, right? I don't see it.
Are you looking?
She is.
Oh, I am.
Alright, then I need your charisma check.
You pushed my phone.
I did not pass. I rolled a 2.
Oh, wow, you really
Did you roll a
messed.
2? Yeah, so you
Yeah.
are disoriented.
My arm is the problem.
Do we have that
Oh my
ruler?
goodness.
I S2G, everyone.
I don't know where that is.
Oh no, what happens?
What the?
What happens? Swear to
So
God.
who's the nearest to Isha?
The mage, I
The
think.
mage.
Okay, so you attack Nicola.
With my sword.
Whatever you have in your hand.
And my sword and my shield.
Roll,
So
baby,
whichever,
roll.
choose whatever you want. You're attacking Nicola.
Can I attack him with my shield instead of my
You
sword?
want to shield bash him?
Yeah.
Shield
Okay,
bash.
roll the
I think
hit.
that's a little better.
Okay, roll the hit.
Um,
Suck on it a little bit.
Jeez.
Oh
And the watermelon is one
No.
over there.
no! I rolled a
Oh,
16.
no.
Yep. So
Can I have the watermelon one, please?
okay, you've done 3 points damage to this one.
Okay, that's okay.
You
That's
just bashed an old
bonus.
man.
Not gonna
You
know,
push
so-
this,
It's okay. It's okay.
plus-
Just 3. Magic. It's just magic.
Okay.
What are you trying to get?
It's
I got
defensive,
bonus
you know?
I know.
You can reach underneath. And, can you not reach underneath?
Reach
No.
underneath for what?
That spot.
You push my phone with this book into like the center of the table.
Oh, here.
Yeah, give me like a ruler or something.
That's why I asked where the ruler was.
No big deal. We can keep going.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
So so he's taken 3 points damage from the shield bash, and he is especially confused because he froze
And he's old.
and he's old. The Umber Hulk. The Umber Hulk is attacking Kjal.
My AC's 18 with the shield.
Oh shit! Not 20.
Fuck.
I might be down.
This is really bad.
Are we surprised?
Depending on the damage.
We're all gonna die.
We're all gonna die. Like,
I know
hold
when
on, I
I,
gotta call you back.
8 points damage.
Back to the bags.
Yeah, 8 points damage. That's not a very good attack.
Almost victory.
It also
It might
tries
be
to
easier to
bite
push
you,
it through from the other side.
Yeah, I can
Actually, that's a good point.
and its
This
bite
is long
misses you.
Oh,
Okay.
However, with its move action, it ducks and goes underneath the portcullis and comes careening out into the hallway.
Is that an attack of opportunity for me?
Alright,
Uh,
Christian. You got it.
it's knocking over everybody.
Is that an attack of opportunity because it's moving? It's actually really important because I have an ability that's tied to attack opportunities.
Is it knocking me over too?
It's knocking everybody over.
Okay.
Everybody.
attack
Everybody.
of opportunity.
But, yeah,
Good.
So, but you're not going to stop it from coming through the portcullis.
I still hit it.
So,
I'm the only one who gets really knocked down.
I have an idea.
yeah, I'm going to give you attack of opportunity.
Everybody? Or
Everybody who's there.
Everybody who's there.
Yep.
So we all can just
Swing.
Just swing?
Yep.
Alright.
Heck yeah.
Can I? An attack of opportunity is only melee, right?
yeah.
I'm so glad I have
There,
lucky.
Well,
you
we
might
have
go.
swords.
Not much.
No, that's not why I'm asking.
Oh,
So-
But I need to roll the damage from
That's a
him
3.
running
I
over
didn't
you.
hit him. He really barreled
you
me
only
over.
get one attack, not your.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just one attack.
I rolled a 16.
You each take 3 points in damage as he
Wonderful.
runs over you, but you make your attacks as you fall.
I got a 21 here.
That's a hit.
I rolled a
Thank God.
What's your damage?
Oh, 12.
Yeah.
12 points
Gonna take a
damage.
lot to kill this fucker.
Okay.
Anybody else made a successful attack?
18.
I
no.
did. I'm
Nope.
I
That
rolled
is
a
a
16.
It's 18.
I'm assuming 16 does not hit.
It misses
8.
you.
8 points damage.
Okay.
I'm
And
rolling,
8 does
raising
not.
the damage.
16 does not hit.
I hit
No,
one
18
at 23.
That's a
Eight,
hit.
no, I rolled 16.
Oh, okay. My original
I nat 1,
16.
so just don't.
Oh,
I'm
oh.
still frozen.
Me
What
too.
were you trying to hit him with?
The sword.
You drop the sword.
Do I get to use my second swing or no?
No,
it's
it's
no,
not.
it's not.
one thing.
18 points
It's okay, I
damage.
missed him too.
Okay.
And also because I have
Wait, how many?
18.
Because he's
And I also because I have the
Monster.
Relentless Avenger, I get to move up to half my movement speed. So I'm going to position myself behind him.
Okay.
After that,
No.
I have a question
So
just to
you're
double
standing
check.
underneath the portcullis gate.
basically,
right here.
so I can because it's going to be my turn soon, so I can just stab
Right,
stab
so-
me a lot.
And Maidry, did she miss?
Oh yeah, I missed.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
The Orichalcum Blaze, it's at +2 in addition to our original, like, regular.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a magical bonus.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Just wanted to make
Against
sure.
Against Eldar.
Yeah.
Not against anything else.
Right.
So then, did everyone record the damage from him running over you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I
Okay,
Oh,
did.
wait, there was
you're-
no.
3.
3.
Points.
You're back to the top of the round with Kjal.
Okay. You said
Are
I
we?
need to
Do
roll.
we still have to roll for
You
a
said I need to
time?
roll. Oh, you don't need to roll for disorientation? Okay.
I think it's just oozing stuff. Now we're out.
It was like when we got a feared.
Got it.
A beard, a fur.
Okay, then I'm swinging my sword at it.
I think it knocked us
Oh,
into
actually, no, you do have to make the check. Excuse me. When a creature starts its turn within 30 feet,
Okay.
you were starting your turn. You need to make your check.
Charisma.
Yep.
10.
Okay, you're disoriented.
This is not
And
going well.
this is only if we look at it, right?
You do nothing.
Oh, good.
You are confused and cannot act.
Glenn, is this only if we look at it or if we're within range?
This is if you are starting your turn within range.
Within
And you cannot help but look at it.
Right.
Do not look at this giant
How
thing
do we
trying to
know
kill
if
you.
we're starting our turn? What do you mean?
Well, now,
Just in
now
the
everyone's
initiative
starting
order?
their turn.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. It's basically if we're within 30 feet of it.
This thing is frightening. It moves in an uncanny way. Its limbs articulate in a bizarre way. It has an otherworldly aura about it, and it is affecting you.
Okay, so I have to make the
Yep.
charisma check now?
Yep.
Okay. 21.
You are successful.
It's because
You're
Pally's. Pally's and charisma, we go hand in hand. Alright, do I get advantage because I'm behind it?
You get a flanking bonus. Yes, you do. You get a
Keith, I want Keith. Okay,
Um,
Keith.
30.
30 is a hit.
Okay.
Please kill him.
In one hit.
17
I'm
points
just saying
damage
in
on
general.
attack 1.
Damn.
So you basically, you put Requiem right into the base of its spine, and it spasms like this, and Requiem lights up,
Second attack.
and you withdraw the weapon.
Just do
Nat 20?
Whoa.
deal a lot of damage to this thing.
Do a lot of
Please.
damage.
Do a lot of damage.
I'm about to respect the shit out of you.
Make me the
Fall in
Grandmaster
love
of the
with
Elder
him.
Slayers.
Among other things.
I was gonna say you fall in love with him.
Holy fucking fuck.
Listen,
Hopefully
she's
that's
gonna do what she's gonna do. I have no control over it.
Hopefully that's good.
26?
I mean, it's an elder thing, so it's gonna take a lot.
So you watch as Anders puts his Requiem right into the base of the spine and pulls it out, and the blades gleam. He swings overhead. It comes down on the side of the Umber Hulk's head. It's one of its eye protuberance is shaved off. One of its mandibles is shaved off. The blade goes halfway down the body. One of its claws falls off,
Nice.
Damn.
and it is almost bleeding,
Mm.
almost bled out.
Someone's put up.
Oh,
Don't
no.
worry, it'll bleed out.
Are we eating Fia's Halloween candy?
No, it's my stash.
Nicole and Durst failed his check, so
Yeah,
he is.
Oh, good. Okay.
Oh,
Not that I
shit.
She doesn't get to eat it.
I know.
No,
Yeah,
he's
she's
doing-
a little. That's why I was asking.
He's retreating in a random direction.
Not a
So,
real
he's
retreat.
alarmed. He's alarmed. and
Runs
he
into a
is-
wall.
He's going
Yeah.
back into
The
the
best part is
corner.
He's in
I
the
rolled
corner
a 20 and a
saying-
19.
Yeah.
Monjoy.
I am destined to rip
Alright,
this fucker in
Mondre
half.
is.
I
Do
love
I
you,
need to
Brett.
dash? Wait,
Okay,
is
sorry
it
about
still kind of stationary
Yeah,
or is
I
it
need-
trying to run
I
away?
need your check.
Oh, I need
Really
my
awful
sword
sword
to work.
name.
Yeah.
What?
Requiem is
I
a
don't know.
really badass sword name.
Mm-hmm.
+2. Yes, it is.
Hell yeah.
It's beautifully
Damn
ironic,
it.
too.
Mm.
5.
Requiem means rest in Latin.
So I didn't.
Things are laid to rest.
I didn't make it.
Wow.
So Requiem for a dream just means rest for a dream.
Real.
Well, that's then you're referring to
Real
the Requiem
intellectual.
Mass, which is something you're committed
Yeah,
to.
no, but
so
it's the
Final
rest
rest.
idea because, you know, he's. you know,
so who's the nearest to
Is it just
Monjoy?
or is it final rest?
Anders?
no, that's not Sigrun's
Oh
next
no,
turn.
you're right. Secret's next to you.
Okay,
So
you're attacking
it's
Sigurd.
Isha.
It's Isha. You're attacking me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's Isha.
Whoever's closest to Monjoy is getting attacked by it.
Isha.
It's
I
attacking
can
you.
take it.
So who are you attacking, Monjoy? Whoever's
Isha.
closest to you is Isha.
Isha.
All
Alright,
right.
I'll tag Isha because she's a grab point.
So you're just swinging your fist.
It's okay. I'm a jock.
Bam!
I'm a jock.
Alright, so fist swing. No. I swing with my orichalcum sword.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's just a 12.
I think that doesn't hit Isha as far as I
It's
know.
definitely doesn't
Nice.
hit me.
All right, Nadri,
Alright.
need
Okay.
your check.
So
Just like, right.
This ungodly creature is freaking everybody out.
Well, I
Especially
mean,
'cause now
I
it's like-
am brave, so I get advantage on saving throws. And it's frightened, but this is frightening. Right? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it is.
I'm
Oh.
imagining like a giant mini like
Okay,
scorpion.
Yay!
almost. Like,
So,
I know.
do I still have to roll?
Oh
Or
no,
I-
excuse me. No, this is magic.
I figured it was magic, but. Oh. I'm gonna try to roll because I re-roll one.
You got the lucky.
I got the lucky.
She's still good.
Oh, I'm glad I do. 19.
Okay, you are composed. What is your attack?
Okay, so with orichalcum, gonna swing.
Con orichalcum. Oh, sorry.
Oh wow, it's really bad. I'm gonna do that again.
Drinking.
Much better. No, I can just reroll attack to you. So 23.
So you step forward to make your attack, and you suddenly feel a rush of exhilaration because you're composed where all of your companions are disoriented.
Fumbling around.
And you slide in on one knee,
We're
and you
shook.
sort of slide across the dust of the floor, and you jam the orichalcum blade right up into the midsection of the creature.
Nice.
And it sort of spasms, and half of its entrails are spilling out of the side that Anders had sliced open. And you stab it right up under its breastplate and into the heart, and the creature spasms, and it falls forward.
Oh,
Give me a
God.
dexterity check.
The dex check.
Way to go.
Dex check.
Oh man,
It did
he
that
saves
on
me if this thing falls on me. 13.
Yeah, so you just barely get out of the way, and it lands, and it sort of crushes it lands on your foot, but you snap your foot back in time.
Isn't this not even? That's not even
And
your
my
first
friends, across
sliding
the floor
stab, right?
is oozing
It's one of your.
Ichor.
Oh
Yes. Thank God.
Ichor, Elder Ichor across the floor.
Ichor.
And from
I
the
should
corner,
have
Nicole and
Oh,
Durst
yeah.
looks at you and
That
says,
word.
I think we're going to have to do better next time.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
say.
right.
Sheepishly picks up her sword.
You're gonna have to do better next time.
Damn.
I apologize profusely to you for hitting you with my sword.
Don't mention it.
Who's there? Who's there?
It's
You hear
more
this voice
impressive.
coming
when
from
it's-
down the hallway. Men's voice. Deep.
Mm.
Who's there? What is this
Uh,
chaos in the hallway?
I'm gonna see if I recognize that
Everything's
voice.
fine here. How about you?
How about you? No.
I don't recognize that voice.
Would you roll?
7?
It's just an
You do
ugly.
recognize it.
Oh, I do recognize that voice. Who is it?
It is Elgar.
Yep.
Who's Elgar?
Oh shit.
Do you recognize that voice?
Elgar! Retcons.
The guy from the sheet.
Sheet.
Elgar. The
Oh.
third Slayer.
No,
No, that was
Elgar.
Alfred.
Elgar, not
That's
Alfred.
Elgar, no.
Elgar was
Oh.
the one who
One
went
who's
missing.
missing.
Yeah, he's the Grandmaster.
Grandmaster.
What the hell is he
Whom
doing down
you
here?
knew.
The one
Yeah.
who walked off
Hence,
into
hence
the
you
woods,
recognize
Yes, the one that walked off the woods.
Maybe you
but
should answer
instead
him.
into the catacomb.
Mhm.
It's Anders
And company.
and the Red Banner.
Anders. Long pause.
Dramatic pause.
Dramatic pause.
Stormwind? You have returned.
No,
I have.
Shut up.
And I killed an elder beast with my friends. Oh wait, colleagues, acquaintances, allies.
Friends
I
is
have been
fine.
Some
It's
answer-
not that
friends.
I
important.
have been imprisoned here for
Trying so hard. I know, right?
2 weeks.
Can we walk forward and
Yeah.
see this
He's
guy?
Yeah,
gonna,
can
so
we just
you
go
come
see this
forward and
guy?
you can see another set of cells, and he is on the left, and you can see him. He's got his hands on the bars, and he is holding his face, and he's looking out at you, and you can. He looks a little emaciated.
Is there a lock?
That I can
The door is locked. There's a big padlock.
Okay. So
Wait. Is there a way to see if he's really who he says he is?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll for
Poke him with
insight.
a with
I'm
a alchemy.
I'm just gonna roll
Oh.
for insight to see if I like trust him.
Me
And
there is the
I mean,
wizard.
I trust him completely.
I
I rolled a 3.
Okay.
He can be my father.
I know.
Nicolon, do you have a question you can
Elgar
ask
is
Elgar that only Elgar could be able to answer?
Oh,
my
Nicholas
dad did
comes
die in
forward on
prison,
his staff and comes up beside you and goes, "Elgar, is that who you hear?"
So he says, I do trust him, but you know him better than I do. Ask
You
him a
hear-
question only he could answer.
So, Nicolan mutters something in Slavoran, and there's a long pause, and the answer comes back in Slavoran. Said, "You knew."
What did you ask him?
I asked him, who did he bed at the night of the last night? And it was Danica. Danica was good. We all bed Danica.
Isha just starts cackling.
She was good.
We-
We all take our turns with Danica.
So glad I'm not
You can
attracted
you?
to men.
I'm just standing there.
he goes,
Oh my
Anders
God,
goes,
I had
Nicolon,
real
even
life
you?
one of those
He goes,
a few
I
days
said that
ago.
was Hardy.
So that'll be a 25 to pick the lock.
I'll be a 20.
So
Yeah.
you pick the lock, and the door slides open, and this man is hanging there, and he has a kind of a tunic that's soiled with sweat and dirt and blood, and his shoes are missing. He's bare feet, and he comes forward and he goes, "I'm glad to be out of that cell. Stormwind, who are these people?"
I hand him a ration.
Red Banner, at your service.
Like I said, the Red Banner.
I hand him a ration and my water skin.
Nicola, what is this? Strange, how did I get here? I do not know how I got here.
There was a magical orb that probably controlled your mind.
There was a voice on the wind. Do you remember hearing a voice on the wind?
Who are you?
Like I said, Red Banner, keep up.
I hand him
How do you know
water
you were
and a
here
ration.
for 2 weeks if you don't
Okay,
remember?
thank you, sir. Does anyone have water?
I hand him water too.
Yeah, he handed you water.
Imprisoned in our own catacombs. Such humiliation. I have been. What has happened in my absence? Nicola, Anders, tell me, what has happened?
You don't really want to know. But if you need to know, most of your slayers are dead. Most of them, or actually most of them left. Many of them killed each other, and I think the orichalcum smashed.
You think it's smashed?
He's on
I'm
your
hoping the
allies.
rest of it hasn't been.
Do we
Where
know?
did they get these weapons? These,
Oh, your armor.
I kind of used them.
and how many of the fort guards are still in place?
Less than a dozen.
Oh, the best part is the voice basically had them kill each other.
And
Also, the
And you-
priest probably betrayed.
All of
He's
you?
dead now.
Thomas Love is dead,
Yes.
Bloodstain.
and you killed the creature here.
We did.
yes.
We shall flee.
No,
No.
we're gonna go make sure the rest of them are not released. You should go to the men to make sure they don't. I don't know.
I really think we should retreat.
You should.
You
Well,
should.
You should.
I won't.
No, I think we should.
Why? Why are you so insistent?
He looks at you and he vanishes.
Oh.
Motherfucker.
I knew it. Knew it.
I'll buy you another ration.
So, we'll get some more water.
And you all realize that you had been victims of not an illusion, but your own perceptions had been.
It's the gray guy.
God damn
That's
it.
like Stranger
Mind
Things.
flayer.
Okay, let's keep going.
It's just a game.
Sigrid's actually gonna step forward and try and look in this cell to see if she sees anything.
I'm gonna vote that no matter what, we do not split up.
I can agree with that.
That's a given.
I won't disagree with that.
So you're proceeding.
Well, she's
I
secret
just
checking the
wanted to
cell
check in the cell.
that she opened.
Did you get some?
I'm gonna see.
15.
I'm gonna use
Just
another.
to look around.
I'm gonna use another sense.
I didn't step in. I'm just kind of.
So
Alright.
it's a
Good.
portcullis,
Oh, you just.
and
Thank you.
and you come up to the portcullis and you can see that there's a lock on it. The
Mhm.
pin is locked. You peer inside and who's got a light source? Or are you using?
I have dark vision.
So where's the light source? Or is there a light?
We all know both.
Yeah.
I have my
Glowing
sword
sword.
lit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you need to kind of shield your eyes to use the dark vision. You look around and you don't see anything inside the cell.
I'm gonna use it when my
Do you see
What am I-
anything?
remaining
No,
elder
but
senses, basically.
That doesn't mean
Okay.
much.
Use one of my
Makes
divine
sense.
senses.
Okay.
Didn't
See,
mean
is there
much.
anything within 60 feet that is
Was
out of
just
the
about to
ordinary?
say.
Okay.
What were the
so
other
you make a
creatures
roll on
that
that, or do you?
No, no, it just
it's
tells me.
within 60
There's
feet, he
the-
just knows.
And
Gray one with.
oh, this is divine
inspiration.
inspiration.
Yeah, divine
yeah,
sense.
Oh yeah, there's
I
everything.
don't know. I laughed just because I
There's
did
just
that word.
everything
So.
wrong.
I know it.
Pretty
just
sure I
wasn't-
just.
Then
removed
do I
the
have-
This place is just
so.
replete with
Is
evil
anything like
and
with particularly
manipulation.
strong within
It's just
60 feet?
fucker.
Yeah,
Whatever
so
that was.
you notice
Yeah.
that up in front of you, there is something particularly strong, and up in front of that, there's something particularly strong.
Just keeps getting worse.
Forward,
You're just sensing this?
forward. There is something particularly strong, and behind that, there's something also particularly strong.
Mm.
So if we just keep going forward, we'll find the other two monsters.
Do we need to have a rest in order to?
I don't know if we can get one
I don't either. I'm just
because my
curious.
sense is
I won't
usually
be-
good within about 60-ish feet,
Mm.
There's no way I could rest in this place.
which means there's probably one within, let's say, 30, 40. There's another one probably within 20.
Okay, well, I'm embarrassed about the last fight, so I'm kind of itching to kill something else.
All right.
So
I have
you're
one.
proceeding.
I have only one of those left.
Yeah. One of what?
So
Senses?
you
Yeah,
can,
I have one plus my charisma modifier. I have 3 today.
Okay.
I used one right there, and I used the second one.
I'm just really happy I haven't used any chi points.
Oh,
So
Unlike
you come
Morgan,
over
who can just go-
Kjal, you notice a second set of cells. Who's following?
Actually, ironic. Both my characters.
I
am, but not right behind.
That was towards the back.
I'm going
Yeah.
into marching order.
We're equally
I'm
attractive. We have the same charisma modifier.
I hate both of you so much. I want you to fix
Can I get a seduction check?
We did that.
Fuck your
Oh,
ability.
Beth will tell you
Player.
about a game I was playing, and you remember the one player who was like, "No, I'm betting this barmaid. I'm
Yeah,
betting
doing
this
this.
barmaid."
Glenn narrated a sex scene. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was great.
Everybody
I mean,
was into it.
it wasn't so
I
naughty.
mean,
that it
I'm
was, like,
embarrassed to
X-rated.
see how into it everybody was. I was like, "This is weird."
Can we stop now?
So Kjal
Bow
comes
wow.
up, and
I named
can I
I'm
get
like
everybody's can I get everybody's position relative to Kjal?
So it's Kjal,
I'm
Anders.
probably near. Oh, okay.
Earlier,
I just
I mean,
passed
that
away
in March.
Nicola,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
hear Nicola and
Yeah, he'd be
staff.
near. He'd be near.
That sort of hollow sound of wood on the stone is
It's
coming up behind you.
Kjal, Madre, Anders, then Sigrun, Madri, Isha, and...
I think the
I'm in the back.
Nisha would be in the back.
Yeah,
so
she is.
Yeah.
So
Nicola
Nicola
and Isha.
and Isha hear something coming from their right.
I hear something coming from my
You
right.
turn, and it's the portcullis that Sigrun had been peering in and determined that room to be empty. But you turn and you see
What?
little fists on the bar, about 2 feet off the ground.
It'll be another
And a
illusion.
little
It is.
face, little
Fucking
face
Darby.
peering out.
It's Darby.
Darby.
Madri? Is that you? I hear you. Madri? Madri,
Oh, shit.
let me out, let me out. And the portcullis rattles.
I would just tell him if he's still here after we kill everyone, we'll get him out.
We just saw
They
one
pushed me in
illusion
here. Let
that,
me out.
that was attached to my mind. It's probably an illusion.
Kjal, I see you. Let me out.
You're not real.
I'm real. Why do you say I'm not real?
Let's move on.
Okay.
Is he
You
bleeding?
came from me. You came from me.
Is he bleeding? Do I see it right?
Give me a perception check.
As he says he came for me, it's like, I didn't.
That is.
Anderson.
I'm not very perceptive. I get an 11.
Yeah, so you can't see.
Yeah, I can't tell, but honestly,
Don't leave me
Can
here.
I see?
You'll be fine. You're safe. Yeah, just
I
keep walking.
don't see anything.
I'm assuming Kjal falls?
I can't just turn away, so I'm gonna look at him again, and I guess
Do you walk back?
I don't.
because
Not
you're
that I
in
didn't
the
really walk back per se.
Okay.
I
You just turned.
I just
Look
kind of
back.
turned.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
21.
So you can see pretty clearly he's standing. He's looking at you. His little face is sticking out one of the squares of the bars. His nose is. He's got his mouth out. He's going, Madri, I see you. Let me out. Please let me out.
That cell was empty, unless he came down from inside the ceiling.
There's a stone in the back. I was hiding. I didn't know who the man was. I heard the creature. Let me out, please.
Roll for
It's
trust.
scary down
Yeah.
here.
Right, roll for trust.
Can you tell if he's bleeding?
Yeah, go. Am I like how good of a look am I getting at him? Like, is he still missing
You're gonna
clothes?
have to turn. It's
Yeah.
You can only see his face
Face.
sticking out of the bars. You're gonna have to.
Hold up your sword. Your lit.
I'm gonna get closer, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm
going
gonna
to
hold
get
up my
that
sword.
close. Yeah.
It glows really bright. It's probably an elder.
Your
Yeah.
swords have been glowing this whole time.
Does
Yeah.
it glow brighter though? Because that's one thing to actually gear
It's-
net.
I meant to get a better look at him.
Oh,
Oh,
light.
Yeah, to get a better
Well,
look.
but they would glow a different color because they're
So do
glowing
you-
like white
Do
right
you
now.
walk back?
Light blue.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
you
I'm not
walk
up against
back.
them.
Are you up to the portcullis?
No.
How close are you getting?
I would keep her from getting too close. I would
Yeah.
physically hold a hand out.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They always like this.
And then I'll just look at him again.
Okay.
Yeah, hard to...
I do too. But
Strong.
for a small
Major, you
shoulder-
already know
Two.
what it is, but if you
So you actually look, and he's sitting there. He sees you looking. And he's sticking his head out, sort of between the bars, trying to look around at you, and you can see a little bit of caked blood on his neck.
If it's an illusion and we're seeing what we want to see, that doesn't mean really mean anything.
Yeah, I want to see the Grand Master. Look what I have.
Mhm. Madry. Don't. If they.
Don't leave me here.
You're probably safer in there than anywhere else.
Mhm.
Exactly.
You're not safe with
I'm
us.
moving through the walls. Didn't you see? It came down. That one came down from the ceiling. I heard it.
Hide behind your rock.
You're not nice.
Not only does it make us see what we want to see, but it makes us hear what we want to hear.
I rolled a 19 for arcane.
But it could be him.
No.
You rolled a gullible check.
A gullible check, yeah.
But it actually could be him, and we'd be leaving him here to die.
Or we can be leaving the entire world to die because we're wasting time debating the merits
Yeah.
of rescuing a small child.
I think we should.
We kill the monsters, he'll be fine. We're a bigger threat to the monsters, they'll target
And
us
the
first.
monsters would attack him if he traveled with us anyway.
Yeah, meanwhile, if we go forward and start killing them, they're going to target us, not the small child. Hide
Yeah.
behind the rock, we'll get you back. If you're still here.
You're not nice either.
I'm not
Tell
nice.
us more about how not nice we are.
Why'd you come down at all trying to find Darby if you aren't going to save him?
I was actually trying to save the whole world.
Save one at a time.
I'm going to walk.
Yeah, let's move on.
Cruel! Cruel!
I've heard worse.
I have to rinse off my lollipop.
What was that?
I have to rinse off my lollipop. I dropped it on the floor.
Oh,
I always get
okay.
the fuzzy end of the lollipop.
I wonder if there's like a way to discern right now, like through arguing. If it's him, but,
I know.
I don't
If
think
we
because
already-
we were able to do that with
we
the.
already
other-
know that there are creatures, and
Yeah,
so we need
and
to go
that
after
other
them.
one, he knew
Darby.
things he shouldn't know.
Tell us more about the creatures you saw.
I heard them. I didn't see them.
Tell us what you heard.
What happened to you when you came down here?
I ran. I saw the crystals were smashed. And then something made me come forward, so I did. And then something grabbed me and then hit me over the eye. I couldn't
It
see.
hit you over the eye.
Yeah, see, I'm all swollen.
And he turns, and you can see that his eyes is puffed up.
And then they threw me in here, locked the door.
What do you think will happen if you travel with us?
I don't know. I just want to go back to Albion. I hate this place. Don't know why I ever came. Can you not let me out?
On our way back, we can.
Let's just go.
Manjway, you got to eat your tea for Darby. Something help me.
I will take care of you. I will come back for you. But we have these monsters we have to fight. You're not going to get out of here safely unless we take care of the monsters.
He starts to cry. You can see these
Yeah.
tears coming down.
Oh, I'm
He's
visibly
sobbing.
suffering.
Yeah.
He's sobbing. His little chest is quivering.
Let's go.
I had 3 younger sisters I had to watch die, and I couldn't save, so this is painful.
Well, you're safest in here anyway.
Let's
I'll
go.
go with you.
Let's go.
Ander's just literally waiting on the wall, leaning on the wall, just waiting. His
I'm
nose
going-
going forward.
I'm
his
going-
back.
I'm making sure no one else does something stupid. That's the only reason I'm standing here.
I'm going to toss a ration
Mm-hmm.
in there. Oh, my water skin, that would be dumb. Let's say, they're right, Darby. This is the safest place for you. We're only going into worse things. If you are really who you say you are, we'll come back for you.
It'll take us less than 3 days, but in a pinch, you can drink your own urine.
So he's like sobbing,
I'll
He's
throw him
sorry.
a ration as well.
and he just looks at the food that you've thrown on the floor, and he's sobbing, and he just retreats back into the darkness, and you can hear the sobbing coming out of the darkness.
So we moved out.
Well, so you're up at the
Yeah.
third set of cells.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
What's
So
to the
there's
left?
there's a barred door on the left,
Mhm.
and actually basically a floor to ceiling barred door, and then there's a wooden door with smaller bars on the right.
I'll look to the left first.
Okay.
Guess I'll look to
Perception?
just to be safe.
Perception check.
Actually, I'm not giving him a ration. I'm giving him a pound of meat.
Do you walk back?
12 to look in this room while he's looking.
Okay,
Oh,
so
that's 12.
Kjal's looking one way, you're looking at the other.
Both got 12.
Might be too late.
So you don't see
He
anything.
doesn't need a pound of meat.
Clear?
I don't know how many
clear.
rations I
So,
have left, but I
so
know how many
just-
pounds of
so
meat
tell
I
me,
had.
so which one's at which door?
I'm at the wooden door. He's at the.
Okay, so this
Easy,
door is
guys.
relatively small.
We're not actually
So
getting
you're
3
getting
days.
right
Stop laughing, shut up.
Pretty close, yeah.
He's getting
Alright,
a pound of
so-
meat.
But not like he's not putting his face or anything in there. He's
Well,
like,
I know, but you can't see over unless you peer. It's
so
about
he
that
is.
big, right?
He is, but he is 6'3".
Okay. I know, but you can't see.
He's saying the slot. is
Yeah,
Oh.
the
really
slot is
small.
only about
Oh,
that.
I was under the perception. It
No,
looks like,
no.
About a little bit smaller than that.
okay, yeah, he'll get
Fine.
pretty close, but not like putting his hands or anything in there because he doesn't know if there's any like monsters.
Yeah. So I need a dexterity check.
Okay.
Nom, nom,
19.
Grabby hands.
nom. Could that be the opposite of speed fingers?
Okay.
Oh no.
I had to roll a 19.
I need an intelligence check.
Oh, she's not.
I'm not good.
Is it this thing?
18.
Oh,
The gray thing?
Oh,
I
my
think it's the gray thing. MAN and then
Space.
space
Z.
ZUI. Yeah, you got it.
So you draw your head back and you see this kind of magical ray of light just goes right over your head, and you all watch as the hallway lights up, and you basically see that Anders has just dodged enough to see this magical ray of light goes by, and it goes across the hall and it hits the sort of wall, and chunks of mortar come flying
Oh
off.
shit.
Which one does this sound like?
Checks the document.
Does it really matter which one it is? We just need to kill it. Or it was a trap.
It's a trap.
Which we never checked for.
I don't know.
Maybe it's not.
I mean, it could be the minion, but I feel like that's the boss.
Oh,
Is there a handle or anything on that door?
The
Actually,
one you're looking at? Or the
Yeah.
one-
But Antonov's mind was
The one
blasted
that
by
I'm
the
looking
creature
at.
and he lost it.
There's a lock.
Oh, okay.
Is it locked?
That's a great guy.
There's nothing in there. I can't see anything else in there.
So you can't because of the window.
No, but this in
Oh,
here,
so
this
you're
side.
checking that one while this.
He was checking. We're doing it simultaneously.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Yeah,
not-
you couldn't see anything inside.
Okay.
Nikolai, what spell is that? Probably.
Nikolai's looking and goes, I've never seen anything like that. He crouches down and holds his.
Okay, well, no one put their head in there.
Hidden where? Where is it coming
But
from?
if we need to kill them,
He's like ducked under the like.
we're here to kill the monsters, and if it's in there, we're gonna
Okay.
kill it.
No, we have to do a blitz attack. We have to basically barge that door on and kill it as fast as possible because that's the mind one.
Yeah.
Anytime we look at it,
Okay, Seagrin,
Oh, shit.
unlock the door and.
can we set a trap of any kind? Does anyone have traps?
Do we have traps? Do I? No.
I have alchemist supplies.
Oh, actually, that would be interesting.
Yeah, they
Can we
could.
fashion an
Huh?
explosive?
Explosive. Make it explosive.
I'm afraid I didn't bring any of my Molotov cocktails down with me.
We don't
You need
have.
explosives?
Yeah, we don't have Morgan.
I
Hold
have
on.
alchemist supplies. That's why.
You just kind of go.
Don't have anything.
Sacred flame. I have sacred flame.
Not really.
It's okay. Just fuck it.
Just unlock the door and I'll burrow in there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Wait, you said lose his mind, right?
Yes.
You frenzy.
There's
Can
a-
you already lose your mind?
There's not much left.
So let's send a
That's
cajole
the
in
one
there.
I think it is, right?
It's okay. We got a cajole.
There's actually parts of my mind I wish I could
Yeah,
use.
you're the base most great Pearson. It's different.
Alright, unlock it.
Okay. Seagrin's gonna crouch and go over to the door.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
And he's
try to
I'm just gonna
unlock
slide
it.
out of the way.
So you crouch, you kind of sidle up to it, you pull out your locksmith tools, you go to work on this lock. Give me a check. Throw your dice on the floor.
So it was a 21.
We're just pissed.
Yeah, so the lock comes off and the door starts to slide inward.
And I'm gonna like do a little to get to against the wall.
Roll against the outer
Probably
wall.
where the
Kjal,
in
you're
the
watching
direction
the
the door is. So I'd be behind the door.
So you're on the hinge side.
I'm
Yes.
gonna put my shield up to my eyes and
Yeah.
walk in. with
Oh,
my
that's a
shield.
good idea.
That was my plan too.
Um,
Medusa style.
I
You
don't have
look
a
in,
shield.
and the cell appears
I
to be
could tie
empty.
some fabric around my eyes.
Oh, appear to be empty.
Walk in, look up at the ceiling, look at the walls.
Yeah, it appears to be empty.
You told us all right, Christian.
Huh?
That
There's
we should not
nothing that
look.
looks at that
Right.
the energy
Yeah,
could
he
come
said,
from
like-
at all.
Okay,
He basically said something along the lines of, "Yeah, don't."
don't clear that.
Give me a dexterity check.
It's just a
Someone's
smart.
jumping on you. Or blasting
Probably
you.
getting dressed.
We
Wait, is
just
this a
wanted to be the
trap?
ones that already
Because
crawled,
I get
right?
advantage of it.
Trap.
Makes
It's a
sense.
trap. It's a trap.
I mean, it is.
It's
kind of a
Peter.
mechanic.
Wasn't that kid's
It's
fault?
not a
Let
mechanic.
me
So
read you
freaking
the ability.
cute.
I
Yeah, I
never get to
remember
use
it
this.
now. I remember
The
it
Star Wars
now.
one that
What,
it was
mindless
the back
rage?
part. Oh, I
Yeah,
have
and I
one
think-
of those.
They're great. The 80s
Look it
space,
up
80s
because I
mean,
think it,
I
I think it
never-
probably will
I
fly.
I never get
Vader's
to
little
use
Yeah,
this.
it's an instant
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
Those are good. They're-
Uh,
I read it to Fiona until she started to get some of
You
it.
gain
and I was like,
uncanny
okay.
sense of when
Yes.
things nearby aren't as they should be. Giving
Yes.
you an edge when you dodge away from danger.
Yes.
So I get advantage.
You get
Okay.
advantage. You get advantage.
Yay!
Like,
Yeah.
for it.
Remember, I rolled like 18, 19. He was
Oh my
saying
God.
like, "Oh no."
I didn't that one, which is great.
Okay.
17.
17. So, out in front of you, there's a sudden shimmer, and you can see that some creature has camouflaged itself against the stone
Nice.
and has dashed. It leapt out from the wall, and there's a shimmer, predator-like. If you've seen that
Right?
movie,
Yeah.
so this camouflage.
Over there.
And these arms sort of shimmering arms reach out for you, some kind of strange face. You just pick it out slightly, and you dodge enough, and you can feel the sort of wind by your head that you've just dodged some kind of attack.
Can it turn into a swing at the source? Like,
So everyone roll for initiative.
God damn it.
Oh, this is a bad one.
I think this will probably be our last combat. For
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
10.
14.
10.
10,
6.
Okay, so Kjal had 10. Secret had 10.
10.
Andrew?
7.
Oh, shit. I don't want to be in charge.
You can hold.
I know.
What did Isha roll?
6.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
Adri?
Okay,
14.
now we're next to each other.
Okay,
in initiative.
Adri's fine.
But I'm like not in a good place, and I'm at the back.
But do we ever
Oh,
keep it in
boy.
hand?
No, we
What
don't.
the? It rolled like
So there you go.
17.
So there you
Roll
go.
a 16.
Ah.
So it has initiative.
Lucky
you
ass.
roll that
Did you
Evergreen
roll the
gets
wizard
shit.
too?
Oh,
It's my. It
You
was
rolled
my
a
factory
6.
sweat.
Hooray.
We also
I know, but I'm
We are not having a good dice night.
We are not.
Except for you.
Okay,
we're having
so-
a
kick-ass one.
Well,
Yeah.
glad one
Yeah.
of us is.
Are you sure that fucker isn't weighted?
All right, so
I rolled a
after,
nat one with that
after,
today.
I know. We've had
After
I rolled a
Kjal
5
managed
just
to
now. I got
dodge.
the 7 for initiative.
After Kjal managed to dodge, the creature has uncloaked itself.
Well, that
It
was
is-
stupid.
It's the gray guy.
It is tall and blue and has tentacles coming from its face.
Oh,
Is
Cute.
it like an
I
alien?
feel like we've met something like this before.
crap.
I've seen that. but
No, we
I don't
haven't.
know where this is going.
I know
fucking
that
Cthulhu.
What's your AC?
I
It's a
swear it's a mind
Yes,
player.
it is a mind
It is
player.
a
Knew
mind
it!
flayer.
I knew it!
Okay, well, actually, let's be fair.
No, I'm commemorating Stranger Things.
Yep.
Let's be.
Kjal, your AC is 16?
18 with the shield.
Dr.
Shield.
Gil.
Yeah.
He might
But
Damn it.
It's still.
You have been hit.
That's hard.
This is very,
No.
very bad.
Okay, what happens to my face?
I'm not sure I have enough dice. Let's put it that way.
Oh shit, Nick.
Oh,
just,
no.
just remember, mind over matter.
Yes.
We're all gonna
I'm
die.
about to lose most of my matter, I believe.
Yeah.
Alright,
At least
where
I'm
is it?
safe inside my mind.
Matter
How many
is
HP
neither
you got?
created nor destroyed.
How much health do I have? 28.
Okay. This is not it.
What's it doing to me?
I'm just
What
so
kind of
sad.
attack is it?
It is basically wrapped its tentacles
Like,
around its your
Live,
face.
live
Two of the
Facebook
tentacles have gone around behind your head and it's hugging your face.
Now
Aw,
kiss.
how nice.
And the
No.
other two tentacles have gone into your mouth. The other two tentacles have gone into your
Gross.
nose.
Oh,
And the last two
penetration!
set are trying to pry its way into your
I
eyes.
love it.
Oh.
Nice.
Hey, maybe you can do an Odin impression.
He's like
Yes!
You do
fucking
your
guy.
You can do your
This
own
guy.
impression now.
Yeah.
Aaron's never happier than if he's in.
You join the I have a fucked up face club. 'Cause I'm
I'm missing an
I
eye
don't
club.
think you guys
You
realize
what?
this.
No, I might be
I have a
dead.
giant scar.
Guys, I
on my
might
No, we
legit be
do.
dead.
No, we
You
know
could
that.
legit be
Yeah.
What?
That's
No.
why we're joking.
Yeah.
Because we're so serious.
Kjal falls, and you are watching as the creature is basically sucking the contents of Kjal's head.
What?
How much damage did I do?
Try 36 points.
So I'm very
Oh,
unconscious.
motherfucker.
I'm very unconscious.
And so basically, all of your sort of the flesh in your mouth, your tongue, parts of your gums, your sinuses, any fluid, your optical fluids in your eyes.
I'm really so
This is
sorry.
not
Are you?
I'm going to try to cleave this thing right off.
I'm so sorry.
My face.
I'm so sorry. You have such a beautiful face.
This is a mind flare,
Yeah.
and it is trying to extract your brain. So,
Get us anyone!
Madri,
You just learned to read.
so sad.
Imagine he comes out of this like he
Young
doesn't know how to read
mind
anymore.
trying to grow.
Oh, that would be real sad.
Just because of the memories.
I'm not sure anybody can see this.
Yeah, I'm not, because I would actually, I'm at the back. I
The same
actually,
thing.
like, not,
Thing at home.
I
The
mean,
closest
I'm
person
there.
was Sigrid, but she was right there.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say.
I
You
mean, I
don't
hear,
it. You only
hear
it.
things.
Yeah.
You hear Stranger Things.
I hear strange
I
things.
don't hear Kjal yelling. You know.
Yeah.
That's
You heard?
That's the
Do we
problem.
hear him
Yeah.
gurgling at least?
Yeah, I would
Probably
say, I
gurgling.
would think you hear the problem.
Yeah, it's this frightening sound.
I
You
was-
basically hear Kjal going.
the
You
way
hear
to bird noises.
Yeah, so, I probably, like, go up to the door.
I'm so grossed out right now.
That's the door you peer in.
Yeah.
You see Kjal on his back with this creature, this blue-skinned, multi-tentacled elder Cthulhu humanoid, just going to town on Kjal's skull, and it is the most frightening thing you have ever seen in your life.
my god.
You feel your whole body starting to shake with fear.
Not leave the streets of Bulwark for this.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold, because I'm
so
just.
Sigmund,
All right. It's time for a fucking stunning strike.
I know, oh my
Or
god, that would have been a much more
fucking
pleasant
fist
way to
have been
go.
broken here.
Well, Sigrid.
Also heroic.
Yeah,
you
heroic.
start to
I
think
forgot
that Kjal should have cashed in some hit die before he went down here.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I should.
She's gonna she's gonna look in the doorway
This is what you see.
I hadn't thought about that, actually. Yeah.
and she's gonna leap at it with the sword.
Okay.
Oh man. And I'm going to unhold, and I'm unafraid now because I'm not the only one witnessing this, and
So
I'm
then she'll-
also going to
so
attack.
She'll swing first. And then
Yeah, she'll swing first.
So
Yeah.
you've been holding?
Yeah, I held.
Sigmund?
I used some of my, yeah.
14.
That is a miss.
Yeah.
Is it not an attack of opportunity or something advantage?
Wait,
because
do I
he's
get
sucking
advantage
out
with
Oh,
Kjal's
yeah, you
spear?
would.
Yeah, you get advantage.
Bringing it out.
You at least get advantage because of your
The or
focus.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, just.
No.
No,
No,
Elk
no,
gives
no.
you bonuses.
Yeah.
Right, right.
I sort of had it in mind that Sigmund was coming in from the side, but Sigmund would go behind.
And she gets it anyway because
Absolutely.
I'm
Five-
in the
5 feet.
Yeah, she
Like-
gets a sneak attack anyway.
Yeah.
And she gets sneak attack too.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's literally the same fucking thing.
Get out of Satan's alley!
I wasn't rolling in Satan's alley.
Well, it's
Mhm.
now
My dice are in it. They're tainted.
24.
24, that's a hit.
No,
Okay.
they've been betraying me all night.
It's now Satan's
Questions
alley.
do I use
The whole
after
fucking
enemy
end of the
save
table is
you?
Satan's alley.
10.
I was gonna save it for the
10 points
balls.
damage. So you come up and stab the creature
Yes.
with your short sword.
And I get 2 attacks, actually.
And so that's 10 points.
Work it.
And, ooh, I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna roll that.
I mean, if we survive this, we're gonna have to rest
Yeah.
like short rest or something.
Have your enemy needs a long rest.
21.
Actually,
23 seconds.
A long
Okay.
rest. I want
There's a
to
hit.
pray over some other spells.
Stab your enemy is my
Alright.
advantage.
I'm
So
gonna
I
have
like
to
to roll
really
ones.
pull out the big guns.
And I was gonna start.
So you basically come up, you stab it twice, and it turns, but its tentacles are still
doing its thing.
still working on
Wow.
Kjal.
Jesus
Kjal,
Christ.
so I just lose a death save roll, right? Like it's not even a roll, right? Because he's just doing damage to me, or how do you want to do it? Because any damage would just be a failed death save.
Fucking DM not
It's
even
worse than
saying.
It's worse than this?
It's worse than
Okay, then what's worse?
Short rest.
You're dead.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
I'm dead.
You're dead. Permadead.
Yeah.
You hit 0 hit points. Your brain is gone.
Oh my god.
Well, I've had a backup character for a long time, so.
You had the negative of your.
No, it's an ability of the Mind Flayer.
Mind Flayer.
He took my brain.
If the damage
It's
reduces
just
the
the
target
brain.
to 0 hit points, the Mind Flayer kills the target and has extracted and devoured the brain.
What
I am dead.
I can't even use Revivify on that. I can't just make a brain
Yeah.
happen.
No, so
Like logically, that spell wouldn't even work.
This is a terrifying moment.
Mm-hmm.
I need Anders.
And we've been lucky though.
Alright, 1 second. I have to double make
There's always
sure.
the resurrection quest.
yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
If anyone gets resurrected, it's Kjal.
It's-
though.
yeah.
Every time. It's always.
Yeah, it's true
Yeah.
every time.
No, fuck it. We're going on that quest. I hope
Yeah.
y'all know.
Yeah,
We're doing it.
I
We've
go
already
on that
decided.
quest.
Don't ask us what we're gonna do
All right.
next because you know we are.
Yeah.
Alright, so first I'm going to use as a bonus
I'm such a
action.
brain.
Vow,
You are! No,
You
you
are.
are!
I'm using the vow
Okay.
to basically give me the advantage.
Okay.
So that's a bonus action.
Okay.
Are you okay?
And then I'm going to.
Oh.
Damn.
So we got.
Shit got real.
I'm sorry.
Never,
I'm
never
really
put
sorry
it
to see
past
Kjal
one.
go.
And
I
I'm
hope
going
you're not
to.
upset. You're
No, that's the game. I should have.
Yeah, you're a GM.
I
Fucking
didn't even
fucking can.
think of rolling hit dice. Like, I should have thought about that and everything. I was just, yeah.
Yeah,
That's how the game goes.
right.
So,
What's your attack on?
well, I'm divine smiting because I don't want anyone else to die.
What do you mean?
So at this point, I'm more just angry because I saw Kjal die. I don't know he's dead yet, to be fair. So.
Oh, I probably know he's dead, and I'm gonna be very.
Oh, you're close enough to see my
Very-
scrunchy
Ha!
gross face.
Ha!
Of course.
Not 20!
How much damage is coming, Aaron?
Alright,
Please just
alright.
Fuck this guy up. Let me get one shot in. We're gonna do the same thing again, okay? It's the same thing. You're gonna do most of the damage, and then I'm
Look
just gonna
at
get the
Bryce,
final
like,
shot in.
Your friends look like
Oh,
they're going to
yeah.
avenge you.
Yes.
Yes.
And
This
I would
is
expect that
like you're just another one on the list, but you've like moved to the top of the list now. I am just you're at the top of my avenge list.
22 damage.
22 damage. Is
Okay,
that your
not bad.
first attack?
That's my first attack.
Okay.
Please, 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 please,
And I'm gonna do
please.
that same shit.
Because I
fucking again.
might die with you, like for all the people I know.
Yeah.
So that would be poetic in a way.
24.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Please roll big money, no whammy, big money, no whammy.
Another mathematics, so. Oh, I get to reroll that. Okay.
Wait, why do you get to reroll?
Oh, I get to reroll 1s and 2s because of great weapon fighting.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
This is just a thing you can do.
Just a
I have
thing,
to
you
take the
know.
second one. So,
That's just
18 points damage.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah, so you basically came in twice and just cleaved it. Once across the back and then once into the rib cage and just sort of opened up its body. It's deeply wounded here.
Yes, please.
Manjue,
Cut off some tentacles.
this
Alright.
is as frightening a spectacle as you've ever seen.
Yes. Okay, so I am going to do what do you call it? I forget what it's called. Fist of Unbroken Air
Okay.
You're a noble
with
sword.
extra key points. Hold on.
Anders also doesn't fear death. He's seen it once.
Give me a second.
back.
there.
True.
No one like
Couldn't
control
remember
that, so he's
I'm
kind of
feeling
feels
pretty good.
He didn't
Seventh
really-
level
he actually
character,
came
that's
back.
tough.
Almost 7 level. I
Almost
wanted to hit 7
seven
of
Yeah,
them
we
so
can
bad
control
because I got that.
He died.
That's
And
the
my
guy
other
who's
guy
got
just-
And
He's like-
Kjal was the heart of this
I
party.
know.
He really
Well,
is.
what happened was Andrews is particularly mad is he's the only one who knew that Andrews came back from that because they bonded over the fact they both revived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's like particularly mad.
Like he was given a second shot. Like,
what's
why the
your
fuck did this
attack,
happen?
Marjorie?
Alright, so I'm gonna use
Just like Andrews was given a second shot.
2
He's like,
key points.
no.
Okay.
And you have to make
God,
a
look at you.
strength
I hope you come
saving
back as a
throw.
paladin too.
Okay.
Yeah,
What's the
you
save?
hit.
Never mind.
Save
I
is
know who I was
14.
playing as in the intro.
Yes.
It failed it with a 2.
Okay, so you're gonna take 3d10 bludgeoning damage.
Yes.
Plus an extra d10. Oh, never mind. Just a 3d10.
I wasn't gonna rage. I wasn't gonna do anything.
I know you should.
And
I know
3d10, any
3d10.
pluses?
No, just 3d10 bludgeoning.
Okay, that is 27 points. So you all watch as Modulate sort of flies in,
Holy
and
shit.
she punches it, and it sort of knocks its head, and the tentacles finally come loose.
Yes!
And then she pulls her
That's what I
her
wanted.
hand back across by scraping it, catches it flat palmed. Its head snaps back, and then she clenches her fist again and hits it, and its head spins completely around on its neck, and it falls.
I'll take
Amazing.
I'll take the assist.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Well done.
You
That
have
was
the
beautiful.
hammer with you?
So I guess
Yeah, I do.
the rest of us are coming into the room.
Well, Siegren's already on her
Get
knees next to
resurrected.
Joel,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of scrambling with the hammer, kind of pushing it out of her.
And
She's
she's like-
hoping it'll happen.
So you pick up his Yardlegger?
She's kind of trying to
Is she worthy?
Yeah, can she?
pick
Is
it up
that
and
how that
like
works?
put it on him.
Garrett, will you please roll a percentile?
That's literally like, there's literally a 1 out of 100% chance.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Shut
happened.
up!
I've
Crazy
seen it
little
before.
patterns.
It's happened at this table.
It has.
The guy had to roll I think it was a 97 and above to
Right, right,
revive someone with
So
false
roll my
life.
dwarf dice because
Duh.
you've saved other characters in other galaxies and far, far
It's a
away.
good
in a
try.
similar set,
I
in a
know.
similar way.
I know, yeah.
Is the Thor with you?
Oh my god. 98!
So you watch as the room begins to fill with light, and you watch as the mind flayer's head starts to turn, and its eyes roll back in its head, and there's just this white glowing, and the tentacles come out straight, and then you watch as this liquid comes out of the mind flayer's tentacles and flows across the floor, and it starts to re-enter the crushed skull of Kjal. And the skull begins to come out like this.
It's like a reverse Oberyn Martell.
And then for a moment, you all see a visage, a face, a giant face, like 5 feet high, of a bearded man with a single eye.
What?
And it says, in Nordic, which Sigrun understands.
I don't understand too.
Andrew understands. Live, my son.
Oh my
And
god!
Kjal's eyes open.
Sigrid is weeping and kind of just
I'm
I
crying.
kissed you on the forehead!
Joel.
Can I ask the DC? on that
I
roll?
set it at 95. I gave you a 5% chance.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow. You
god!
could have set it at 97. Alright, take a picture of those fucking
Please,
guys.
where's the pillow? Get the pillow!
See, I told you it happened at this
Get
table
the pillow.
before. I
Get
believed
the
in the
pillow.
die. I had a feeling it was gonna happen.
I had a moment when I was just like, oh fuck, it will happen at this table, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sigrid is actually weeping.
Yeah,
Just so
yeah.
everybody knows.
Yeah,
She never shows
I have an
except
actual
for, like,
tear.
when Morgan
I
died, and
me
even
too.
then she was kind of like,
All I'm gonna say
She's
is
like, "I've
Andrew
lost
is
enough!"
quietly smiling. He's like, my gods are awesome.
Isha
Also,
has
he
dropped
knows
to
you're
her
a
knees
paladin
and she's
now.
praying.
Okay, so Kjal, when your eyes open and you look up, where'd that go?
She's getting the pillow.
Oh,
for
She has a
the
pillow for the
Wait,
die.
do you speak Nordic?
Of course.
He would say to you.
We've just had
Well,
no,
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 I
do you-
haven't finished yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
So
That's it.
Kjal opens his eyes. He looks
Wait.
up,
He was
and he looks up, and you were all crowded around. And for a moment, Kjal doesn't see his friends. He
Oh.
sees the face of Odin, Thor, Gormathar, Lady Elbato,
Oh my god.
and several other sort of Norse gods. And then he sees the face of his friends.
Oh,
He would just say to you in Nordic, Odin forgives you.
I think I'm pulling the hammer out or picking it up off of my chest. Do I remember the experience of having
Yeah.
my face
It's
sucked?
It's terrifying.
Secret's just gonna put a hand on his shoulder. Hold. Take a minute. While tears.
Holy shit.
She was fucking hysterical.
Jesus Christ. I was like writing a death
Christian
post on
has
Facebook.
seen
Alright,
me
here you
do. Christian has seen me do the long shot.
I can't
The
read.
hail, what I essentially call my Hail Mary. That's a Hail Mary roll. It's
The number of times one of my characters
Saved me from literally
False.
death.
Yep.
It's so amazing.
We
I'm
had
smiling
this-
more because
All right, now I'm so happy that like we avenged you and,
then
you
you
came
came
back.
That's
It's so much
incredible.
better.
I'm
now.
gonna tell you right now, Sigrun was feeling very hopeless when she did that. She wasn't really expecting it to work.
I didn't,
Yeah.
honestly.
Well, that's it. It seemed
Yeah,
that way.
it was like a.
It was that
Role-played it.
desperate, I just
Yeah.
lost someone that I
I'm
love,
happy enough
I'm
that you
gonna
see
try
it.
this.
It was a whole wake
It
up,
seemed-
wake up.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yeah.
Let's
Well, that's
see
what
if
it
you wanna
seemed
wrap
like.
that in.
Yeah.
I think this is a good
That
place
was
to
kinda
stop.
just-
Yeah.